Morning, morning, morning. Good morning, Austin, Squilliam, Will, username Paul, Kang, Isaiah, Sinful, General Motors, that's exactly what I'm on. GM David, Chad, Joel, Don E, Sonia, Sandollar, Deuce, Daffy, Dev, Maxon, Kit. There's so many of you now. I used to say this in like a couple seconds. There's so many now. Good morning, Sherman, Justin, Kid, Ray, Nav, KK, Randy, Steven, Mel, David, Hab. Hit that like team. Heard that, man. Yeah, definitely hit up that like button. Appreciate that. Good morning, though. Glad to see each and every one of you. And as you guys can see, we are getting a little bit of a fall. We had some numbers come out. Nothing too crazy, though. I mean, we're still literally within range. If you go over just the past couple days, this is the high, this is the low of 2 days ago. Here's the high and low of yesterday. And then here's the high and low of pre-market. So you can see we're kind of like cascading into like a squeeze here. So we need to be very careful on what's about to happen over the next, whether it's today or, you know, the next couple days, it doesn't matter. You need to be very careful. Let's go to the bigger time frame first, though. I think we all know damn well this is the cleaner chart. All right, I'm just going to clear these smaller time frame levels on here. These aren't even supposed to be here. I was trying to show someone something. All right, so we'll delete these. And then go to the daily. And so yesterday I left y'all with the information that we basically need to leave this range. And yesterday we were another inside candle. So we're going to really have to pay attention to who has control today. Just basically outside of the meat of yesterday. Which I'll show you on the smaller time frame. But I just wanted to always show this chart because it really does kind of put perspective on like, oh, we really aren't moving. You know, just to kind of show people like, hey, don't freak out if you miss a small move today or tomorrow. You know, because if we're still in this range, you still have a chance to catch really, really big moves soon. So be very careful. Be patient. Let's go to the 5-day, 5-minute on here. And you can see we got kind of a combination of the previous day high, the wick to the meat right there. Same thing to the downside. So that we're kind of in a range just between that alone. And then we got previous day close here. Previous day open is right there. And you can see yesterday we had our open here. Had a bit of a dip. Got a good buy of support. Hit that resistance. Made a lower high. A bunch of news was coming out from FOMC minutes. We made a push. A lower high again. Another dip. Another lower high. Another dip. Another bounce. So you can see yesterday was very volatile. But look where we finished. If we opened here and then we finished here, we really didn't do much. And that was kind of what we talked about yesterday. So we're going to definitely be paying attention to a lot of the core levels, like from the meat of the previous day low and the wick, as well as the true high of yesterday. So overall, what we need to watch to see, at least from open, because we've seen price cascade down to this area, we need to see, can we hold this area? And if not, then we are going to be making a dip lower. So I'm going to go ahead and type the below plan first, just because we're already closer to that. But we're going to also talk about what can buyers do to keep us in this range, which they could basically just hold where they are right now, try to hold that previous day low, build some base, and try to get a pop to the upside. So don't be surprised if we're still in range today. But overall, we're going to catch some moves. So let's try to see what's going to happen today. But below, let's just say 380 slash 379.10. Sellers can see 378, 376.50, and then we'll say 375. Just kind of throw a third level in there. Buyers can hold this area, build base, and try to see top range here. 385, 386. I keep saying we, like I'm the price, like you, like all of you guys and me are the price. Price is in range. Oh, is in a range over the last 12 to 13 days, because today would be the 13th. I guess let me clarify and say on bigger time frames, so people don't think like, oh, on the 5-minute we've been ranging for so long. I mean, technically it's the same thing, but just to kind of keep people on the right mindset. But that's SPY, so we'll be essentially looking to see, can we hold support? That's kind of the short question, you know, to answer that quickly. Can you show how you bring the scratch pad? Yeah, down here at the bottom left, you'll see a plus sign that says add gadget. Click that, and you'll see a thing that says scratch pad. Click it. And then you could save it on here. But use the plus sign at the very bottom. Add gadget. And that's after you open this side piece, which that'll always be there. Let's go to the next one, though. Which I already cleared a lot of my levels from the previous day. Previous day open. Previous day close. Meet of previous day low. Wick of previous day low. That looks fine to me. Meet a previous day high, and then we have the wick basically touching their 65.60. So we'll leave that one how it is. We'll come back to it and see how we like it. So far, though, I don't like that range because it kind of looks like SPY. It's like, all right, well, it either drops down to the support and bounces, or it drops down to the support, falls through, it gets a retest, it falls further. So those are like the two scenarios on AMD right there from open. And it's smart to think about that kind of stuff, too. When you look at price and you kind of compare it to your levels, you should always look at it and go, all right, what do bulls need here? And what do bears need? Good morning. I was at work during the webinar. Just finished it. Loved it all. Thanks again. Damn, glad you liked it. And yeah, if anybody in here has the BB course, you have access to the seminar. It's at the very, very bottom of the course. So be sure to check that out. I was in a group of speakers talking about it. I mean, I was the main speaker, but there were a lot of other speakers there as well. So you can still check it all out. Tesla taking an ugly fall as well. Meet of previous day high, wick of previous day high, pre-market high. Today's open. Meet of the low. True low. That one's going to be a little tough. Like I said before, probably going to have to use a level like from the previous day, like before the breakout range happened. It's probably about like right here somewhere. Hi, Casey. I was like, who the hell's Casey? Hi, Bueller. Going through the course. Are you doing swings on this market conditions? Here and there. I try not to do it too much, to be honest with you. Good morning, Cameron. Always glad to see you. Good morning, Sylvia, Peter, Gabriella. Good morning, Steve. What's up, Taylor? Good morning, anybody I might have missed. Sorry if I missed your message. Good morning, though. So Tesla, that one's going to be a little tricky today. Because it looks like it just wants to sell straight to here to at least get some support. So be very careful. We'll come back to that one, though. Apple, here we go. Here's a decent one. Alright, so like meet a previous day high. Here's our pre-market high. Pre-market low. Oops, nope, not that. Pre-market low. Previous day open. Previous day close. So it looks like under 126.30s, 125.80s, we can look towards previous day low in 125. Above 127.70, we can look for an almost dollar move, and then up to 129. So we got a couple of plans on that one. And yeah, honestly, this news coming out this morning is actually ruining a lot of these charts. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. This makes these a lot harder to look at. Pre-market high, previous day close is basically marked, so I'm not gonna add it. Previous day open is basically marked, so I'm not gonna add it. And we can add the meet of previous day low, but the wick is basically marked, so we're not going to just throw another level in there. If there's a level pretty close by, you don't need to add it. Just leave it there so you don't recluster your chart. But it looks like they're already breaking out under 145.60s, so that one's already kind of going. Amazon, a very ugly pullback, just like we saw in Tesla. Remove that. Did I clean this chart? Yeah. Previous day open, previous day low, previous day close is in a range, so we'll just kind of stick to what's there. And I guess we could mark the pre-market high. Alright, so we'll come back to that one. Netflix, finally. Something that isn't just like falling off a cliff. We have one, everybody. Netflix. That's like actually kind of clean. Above. Oh, wait. Let me add my levels. Alright, that's basically it. Above. Oh, wait. Above 311.60. 75. Target 313, 315. Below 304.40s. Target, let me do a halfway point. Be about right here. 302.60. 301, 300. 298. Just give everybody a bunch of targets there because that one's pretty simple. I like this one because it's actually kind of flat and then it has a little bit of a dip. It's not like just straight falling off a cliff and already kind of in between everything we already know, you know. And remember, and this is why I start with SPY. Remember what I said. We're in range of 2 days ago. We're in range of yesterday. So it's not really fair to say like, oh, you know, you should be grabbing calls here. No, we probably need to wait to see if some base builds first. So be very careful. But it looks like we are going to try and push lower. So be very careful. We're going to go past Netflix now. We're going to go to Meta. Meta is now at 125.90. So we'll be watching past a combination of the meat of the low and the wick of the low, which they're literally testing that right now. Previous day high. Pre-market high. Yeah, so we'll have to come back to that as well. So it looks like a lot of today's initial open, we're going to just be paying attention. Okay, Microsoft's a decent one, even though it's already kind of sold off from yesterday. This one's a pretty decent one. I like that we have an open range level here. You know, we have some base here, so we have a very clear level what can, if it breaks lower, that it can definitely have a bunch of sellers pick up. And then we have kind of a combination here of where we kind of pushed down, retested, and then held under the rest of the day, kind of marking up with our pre-market high. So we have a very clear chart here on Microsoft finally. As you guys can see, though, today is a little tough of a day to get some of your levels picked. So I do not blame you if you're having trouble finding ranges or finding good breakout levels. Don't beat yourself up. 230, 20. Target 232 slash, what is this? This should be like 234. Yeah, 233.75. Below 225.95. Target, what is this? 220.50. So what will be between that? 223.25. 223.50 and 220.50. All right, there we go. I like that a lot. Let's see. I guess I scrolled past this because I was like, whatever. We just won't use the rest of these, but I guess I'll try to see and find something. Oh, Boeing. Hold up. We need to rechart Boeing. We need to rechart Boeing. My question is though, should I do this on the weekly or should I do this on the daily? Because when you go to the daily, you're gonna get too many levels almost. So let's start from there and try to see what we get on the weekly. Hopefully we get less. Hopefully get more clear levels is what I'm trying to go for here. Boeing is one of those weird charts. Using the same exact method, as you can see, I'm not switching that up. Just different time frame. Come on. I'm trying to do this quick so we don't have to sit here and stare at charting the whole time. We can get ready and remove. We got to do one more here to here because that's just not enough. Move, auto zoom. Okay, that looks really good. I like that a lot. Alright, so let's add the couple previous day levels that we know we have. So this will be a little tedious, but let's just add the true high of that, pre-market high. So there's a clear resistance here. We know what to look for buyers. And then honestly, what we need to look at is right here. Not even the previous day open or low. I mean, you can mark it, but what we need to watch is what was used to hold support to move higher. And you can see it was about there and about there. So this area right here, between this support and the bottom of that wick, that is where we can look for plays at the downside. So I'm going to go ahead and color all of this red. HSV, transparency up. Okay. And then I'm going to change this to green because, you know, people like to see their differences. There we go. All right, so that one's pretty easy. I like that a lot. So there we go. Even though we're having a tough day with some of our ranges due to the initial movement in the morning, we are still able to find some really clean setups. We just have to look at different tickers. Above 204.15 for bullish moves. Below 200.62, 199.50. All right, bam, got that one done. No, don't scroll down. There we go. Berkby, I don't want to add that one. I don't want to add Exxon. I don't want to add Neo. Maybe Baba. What chart is this? This is the default chart. Show these from the daily? Should be from the daily. They're from the daily. What does the weekly show? Okay, maybe I like the weekly more. So previous day high is marked. Basically marked. I'm not saying it is marked, but it's basically marked. Pre-market high, pre-market low. Meet of yesterday low, wick of yesterday low. What do we have here? We got a breakout to the high of day. And you could, I guess, cheat and use this fib for a current retracement, which I'm going to go ahead and mark the levels as well. Alright, so we'll just type a quick one for Baba here. Bam. Alright, cool. Got a nice list here. I'm actually kind of proud of that. Because after looking at a lot of initial tech, it was like, none of it was really enticing. None of it really looked that well. But let me go ahead and post this for everybody. And just to show you guys what I mean when I'm doing that, I go into this channel here. It's a side server we have where we have a lot of our installed bots and stuff that a couple of my friends that are programmers make for me. And I basically just go into here. I send this, and then a bunch of people from different discords, different communities see it. Let me add this, it looks all pretty. Bam. And then you can see it goes to that bot alert channel. Bam. And then you go to BB chat. Bueller TA. It's like, bam, already posted. Looks really good. See if anything else is posted. They posted Tesla, HD, MU, Moderna, Walmart. I like that a lot because they're talking about the weakness the market's having, the range trading we're having. A lot of people are jumping in too early. If you want high probability trades, it's best for you to wait for the breakout of this range, like I've been saying. ES will break this at some point, but in the meantime, focus on relative strength and weak names. Trade safe. I like that a lot. And I think J-Bake also posted. Yes, he did. We've been chopping around in this range from 262s to 267s. And remember what I'm looking at. We're looking at the triple Qs. I broke down SPY. This is my friend who breaks down the triple Qs a lot. But he says, we've been chopping around in this range for 262s to 267s basically this entire week. 262.50s is a key area to watch out. We tested this area 3 days in a row. Below that, we'll most likely see another test of 260s. If we want any true bullish momentum, bulls have to break 267.50s for a push back up to 270s. Today could be either a buy the dip or sell the rip day if either sides are tested and we fail to break the range. Good luck today. Thank you, J-Bake. Love you. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. We just did BA, so perfect job, Paul. If you want to go back and you weren't here when I was covering it, go back in the stream. I'll be sure to go back over the chart, though. But that's on the list now, so. Good morning, Jazz. Good morning, Dylan, Al. Is the criteria for defining a pre-market chart you like that price is not made a no, price can make large moves. I just don't like that price has made large moves into areas that don't have levels around it, like Apple right now. Like Apple's making large moves. I mean, actually, this one's relatively holding in a range. That's a bad example. Like Tesla here. You know, it's moved a lot, but it's going away from levels, and the next area is kind of right here. So it's literally in no man's land right now. And you could say like, oh, but there's a level here from previous day, blah, blah, blah. And yeah, there is. It's just not as effective. It's not as high probability, so it's not going to be as solid. So that's why I don't like Tesla. I think Amazon was doing the same thing. No, Amazon's actually looking pretty good. You could look under these two levels on Amazon down to the previous day lows. If they end up holding this, building base, or failing a retest here and retaking, you can actually look back towards these levels and even the high of pre-market. You know, so there's a couple that did move that look good. I just don't like the ones that moved big and are in the middle of nowhere. And you'll see that if you have the bigger time frame levels, you had your smaller time frame levels, you'll start to notice like, wow, this is a no man's land. Gabrielle, the link is in the bio of the YouTube. Turn down the music. All right, I just did. Sorry about that. Yeah, we can look at Roku. I don't know if I have it charted, though. Okay, I have it somewhat charted. Why is it not? Oh, I see. Damn, there's a lot of levels over here, and it still has too many wide ranges. Remove. Probably should add another one down here. Remove. I do have every level there, though. Alright. We don't have to do much then. But damn, yeah, Roku getting a nice hot start. I didn't see what... No, they might have an upgrade. I did see upgrades were still coming through. Oh, no, okay. They released some info. Yeah, I'm really not surprised. Like, people don't realize, like, it's not even that if they have a lot of accounts or not. It's that the fact that Roku is on many devices. It's on tens of millions of devices. So they have the reach. They have the power to reach and grab huge numbers of audiences. So that's a huge thing for someone like Roku. Solid break below. I wish it was still down here. 4140. That's a beautiful break below. It's kind of where today's open, or the previous day open, and then it's above where the support was held. So if this was to ever break, it would most likely sell off straight to 40, 40, 30, 40 flat. So that would be a beautiful, beautiful area to look for a trade is right here. That'd be a beautiful level to the downside, which it doesn't look like it's going to do that. And then previous day highs looking pretty good. You have pre-market high way up here. So I guess you really need to just kind of watch past the meat of pre-market high, which is very close. So I guess you don't want to just see it break this. You want to see it hold this. And then you can get a really good consolidated breakout. So I actually do like Roku a lot. Who said that? Candlestick. Good job, man. That's a very, very clean one. How to set a maximum time frame? Well, I don't think you can do it on intraday. You can't just sit here. You can only do 360 days. When you go to daily, let's say you're doing the monthly, then you can do max available. If you go down to the bottom, it's under the 20 years. And if you don't have that option, then I have no idea. But it's under the 20 years when you're scrolling through. You can't do it on intraday charts, though. You can only go back 360 days on smaller time frame charts. But good morning, everyone. Thank you guys for being here. I see there's over 200 of you again, well before open. Like I was saying the other day, all this does is prove to me that a lot of you want to grow, want to be here, and that really does mean a lot to me. So I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you guys for the likes on the stream. Thank you guys for being here. But that's our list for the day. We got Spy, Netflix, Microsoft, BA, Baba. We got a Roku side watch. I like that one a lot from Candlestick. That was very clean. Good morning, Jorge. Good morning, Jackie, Henry, Living Waterway. Good morning. Cricket, Kaizen, Mel. I already said good morning to you, Mel. I'm taking that back. Good morning, George, Michelle. Press that like button. Thank you, man. Good morning, Otis. Microsoft looks good, but the spread for options suck. Well, then just skip over it if you don't like the spread on the options. I do know my friend Oscar used to be a beast at it. If he was still around, I'd bring him in streams to show you how to trade Microsoft, because he is literally a Microsoft beast. I don't say a lot, but hear a lot. Keep up the good work, but thank you, Supreme Trade. I appreciate you, man. I really do. Thank you for saying that. Morning, Will. How you doing? I'm glad the list is already done. Kind of just chilling now. Crazy pullback on them, too. Crazy pullback on SPY. The more I look at this chart, I want to erase some levels. Like, what is this? Oh, it's a previous day level I didn't delete. I was wondering why there were so many. I was like, what the heck? Why does this chart look so clustered? Now it looks a little bit better without that one level there. So now you're looking like on Meta right here. Like, it's already made a good move. It's not really fair to say, like, all right, start buying, puts it open. Like, no, you need to see some more confirmations that it wants to hold under 126, 125.85 with bearish intention, with bearish confirmations. Real quick, I'm getting a message. Make sure you guys have some water too. Be hydrated. I'm gonna hydrate myself. Oh, to answer your question, whoever that was, you can always check this website too. You know, instead of asking, hey, what came out today, check out this website. It's free. It's literally free to check. Econoday.com. You can see today we had motor vehicle sales and we had ADP employment report as well as Challenger job cut report. So we had a couple things come out this morning. Jobless claims, goods and services. A lot of things came out this morning. So it's kind of a combination of things. And what's really cool about this is you can actually click on these things too. You can read what were the numbers of them, and it'll explain to you. Here, I'll show you. Like ADP. You can actually click it, and then you can see how it says like all this stuff. It shows the numbers, cool little chart down here, all that good stuff. You can also click right here. Why do investors care? You know, why do we give an S, right? So click it. It'll take a second to load. Then you have an entire breakdown of why is this important, what does it do, how much does it come out, where does it come from, availability, coverage, all that good stuff. And it shows you a bunch of cool information. So use this website to your advantage if you are one of those people who are always like, yo, what came out today or what's the news? You know, I would check out this website. It's free. But yeah, that's my favorite part about it. Jazz, to answer your question, VIX is just volatility. So you'll see it react with SPY sometimes, but it's not a perfect inverse. And the dollar was almost a perfect inverse, but the more we've been in this range, the more we've been trading lately, the less that the dollar and the stock market have been actually trading against each other. It's actually been not as good to look at lately. But VIX is just volatility. So necessarily kind of, all right, so short answer, normally when you see VIX spike up in a very aggressive manner, that causes SPY to kind of get shaky, get a little bit more volatile, a little bit more scary. Therefore, if a drop does happen, it has that double confirmation VIX is also rising. But that doesn't mean SPY has to drop just because VIX is rising. I want to make that very clear. A lot of people on YouTube and a lot of people on Twitter and Instagram, they'll always tell you, oh, VIX is an exact opposite of SPY. Every time it goes up, SPY will go down. No, it doesn't. It doesn't, though. It doesn't every time. So be very careful with that. But the dollar has not been as I guess, confluent signal with SPY lately. So I don't want to sit here and say every time the dollar rises. That was when the dollar was super, super, super strong, and it was actually affecting the markets, and it still does a little bit, but not as much. It's kind of in the same book as VIX now. You know, it sometimes affects the markets, but it's not a perfect thing to sit there and stare at every single day. It was for a moment of time there a couple months ago, but right now, no. But I just wanted to make that clear because a lot of people will tell you, oh, they're perfect inverses. No, they're the farthest thing from that. Ruth, you can see the website on my screen still. Econoday.com. Oh wait, you can't see it because my thing. But econoday.com, you can see it all. But yeah, that was the breakdown on that, and it's really useful because it's like it's free. You can actually click on things and learn from them and say, hey, oh, this is what this number means, or oh, this is why we care about it. Love this stream. What's up, man? I found that their correlation is 0.75, which means 1% move SPX equals 0.75% move in VIX. Very nice. But as you can see, it's not perfect, you know, and a lot of people will tell you they are perfect, which is the farthest thing from the truth. So I just wanted to make that clear because I feel like that's one of those like big things that's always talked about. We did go over Tesla, Jeff. Do you want me to go back to it? I don't have it on the list, so I'm okay with going back to it. But basically, there's a level about right here. If you're watching my cursor, it's about right here where you can see price kind of pushed up, held as support, and then you can see price hit it again about in that general area. So it's kind of like this general area you want to watch, kind of between here. Whoops, rectangle tool, come on. Kind of between here. For the next move, and as you can see, and this is why it's not on the list, is because it's not in really a favorable position. You know, basically for Tesla, from what I'm seeing, it's we either push down, we continue down, and we test previous day open, previous day low area, and then you either see a continuation down or you see them build base within this area and build back higher. But this is a cool little pivot point in between that's used by the price action from yesterday, so it's just not in a favorable spot, and that's why it's not on the list today. But that doesn't mean it can't get into a favorable spot. Let me make that clear as well. I don't want you to think like, oh, it's shit. Like, no. It could definitely move to a better spot. I'm just saying right now, before open, this is not really a favorable spot. But it's pretty cool. We're seeing the pullback across everything. It's not just like you're seeing Tesla react against the market. Like everything's pulling back like this. You can see SPY is up against its previous day lows now. So that's at least good to see. It's not that Tesla's trading against everything again. No problem, Jeff. Thank you for asking. Is BBBY? No, I do not look at Best. Isn't that Bed Bath & Beyond or Best Buy or something? I don't think I look at Bed Bath. Yeah, it's almost a penny stock. I mean, it is a penny stock. I just don't trade stocks like this. I don't see the... I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say you can't profit from a chart like that. But I just don't, it's just not my style. I just don't like to look at those level of stocks. And you can see the list. It's right here. BABA, BA, Microsoft, Netflix, SPY. I have everything right there. So make sure you check out the bottom left of my screen, everybody. I do have the list on the screen. What's up, Tobias? I can't wait for your next upload to your website or whatever it was called. I don't even remember the name of it. But I do remember loving reading that. If you have any more, man, make sure to let us know. You're sick? Oh, that's great. My friend's sick. You're sick. That's just great. Real quick, I have to ask to see who I'm inviting in here, and then I will call whoever's joining in here. But you're at least getting Devin. There's a chance we're getting Dylan. I'm about to see. Okay, yeah, Dylan and Devin are joining. So you get both of them today. Yeah, that's true, Bugs. It does get scary as fuck when you see both VIX and SPY rising, because then it's like, oh, okay, well, something's going to happen very soon. And then you're over here like, oh, well, shit, what's ADD doing? You're like, oh, boy, what's it doing? And you see this also rising. It's like, oh. It's like, damn, something big's about to happen. Chilling on my bed with the laptop on my lap. Hey, man, that's why it's called a laptop, right? I hope you get better, though, Tobias. Try to get some rest today. Try to get something in your system so your body can keep fighting. But I hope you get better, though, man. We want you back healthy. Below VWAP and EMA's pre-market. Double D. Just a reminder, PMI final comes out 15 minutes after the market open. Good call out, DX Mac. Good morning, J Bake. I just showed everybody your triple Q analysis from chat. I try not to think about it too much, Jeff, to be honest. I think too many people focus on saying, oh, this and that can cause this and that, when in reality, you could just apply the same logic to your levels. You know, you could say this can happen, that can happen, this retest can happen, this break below can happen. All we can do is anticipate and take on what hits the waves. So whatever news comes out, I mean, whatever, we just roll with the punches. But bigger news, like seeing the Federal Reserve speak, like if they were to speak today, I would know that today is not going to be a favorable day to trade. I would know that you need to keep your trades very light, very quick. There's no need to sit anything crazy. Darren. Somebody typed it, so I was a little confused. I didn't even see you type before them, so I was really confused. And your name's not even your gaming name right now, so I was really lost right there. All right, well, let me get these boys in here. What's up, Devin?
Yo,
What up, Dylan?
Hey, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning. Along with Goog, sell Microsoft on your list after posting mine. Looks like it's going to be the move. Yeah, 100%. And you know I never add Microsoft to my list, so must be something. My favorite part is that it had such a crazy amount of consolidation yesterday, and their pre-market's doing the exact same. So I think that's why I liked them so much. But good call out, though, J-Bake, saying Google's a similar setup. Now people can catch multiple setups of the same thing. What are y'all looking at this morning, Dylan and Devin?
The only thing I really like is Microsoft. That little range between 230, the pre-market high, and yesterday's low. That looks pretty good. And I have AMD as well. I kind of like where it's at on the 15-minute, below the bottom of the candle, that 63.70, or below yesterday's low, but it seems to be catching on that 63.70.
Nice, nice. I got that as well. Good job.
I'm just gonna wait and see if SPY's gonna come down and take out this 380, or if we're gonna hold up and come back up towards 383.
Heard that, heard that. 4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second.
Ding, ding,
Open.
ding.
I turned off my ding, ding, ding.
Oh, you heard it right there, didn't you?
No,
Ding, ding, ding.
I didn't hear you. It didn't happen. Fake news.
Fake news.
What's up, Anna J? What's up, Anthony? Good morning to both of you. What is Meta doing at open? Oh boy. Would I like to rate your app on Thinkorswim? No, F off.
Right now, at the best time.
What a thing. You're like going to try, you're trying to go close like some huge trade, and like they pop up and like, hey, would you like to rate our app? It just
Looks like
gets me.
Most stuff getting a red candle.
I'm going to be the first one in trade results today.
For those Facebook puts.
Yeah, my big concern today is, can SPY hold this low of yesterday, or are we going to get a slight break to the downside? That'll be one big thing to look out for. And if not, then we need to be looking for a base build that could lead to really good passive pops to the upside. Triple Q is almost a previous day low. Microsoft breaking previous day low. Great callouts by JBake. You can see the previous day low is being broken on a very heavy weight. Apple's also breaking lower. They're breaking previous day close right now with pre-market low in sight and previous day low after that. Nvidia is rejecting the previous day open and a bigger time frame level, moving back towards previous day lows. Amazon also breaking the previous day close. Netflix rejecting a bigger time frame level.
SPY coming down to that 380 level off the open.
Let's see if we get a bounce in the first 10 minutes or if they're going to completely sell us off in the first 10. Yeah, Devin, I shouted you out while you were asleep. Got you above 500.
Yeah, seen that.
I didn't want you to see it until you woke up and were like, oh, look.
Hey, there goes AMD testing previous day low, 6330s now.
Beast still holding up pretty well. Running opening price.
Yeah, Netflix is coming down to 304.40 level. Break that, you get 302.60s.
Microsoft's still holding under 225.90s. See if Meta breaks 125 or not. Netflix is at a really good break below area at 304.40s. See if they catch support or if they're going to continue to sell off. Amazon continuing to sell off.
We got 3 minutes in the first 10 minutes. Very early in the market. Google's pushing its 10-minute candle back up, trying to flirt, going back green. Holding that yesterday low.
All right, I'm gonna type this out in chat. I'm gonna say watch to see if 380 holds or not. Small caps are breaking lower. If Amy's here, she'd be so proud of me. 6330 is being tested, which is the true low on AMD. Tesla's testing a very meaty part of their previous day low support. That's the meat of their low. Apple possibly testing to go for further downside into the previous day lows. You saw that on Amazon as well. Netflix testing. On what?
SPY.
Yep, new low made. Good eye.
Got 1 minute left on this 2-minute candle.
What's up, Amy? Baba pushing up, approaching their gap fill. Good call out Taylor. I didn't even remember Baba's on my list today. They went down to their break below, right at open, kind of went under a little bit. A little indecisive of first candle, but yeah, first candle is going through pre-market high and going to fill that gap. Gap's filled. Pre-market gap is filled already. That was quick. This is a super clean chart today, though, Taylor. I like that one a lot. BA is also in range. I guess I could send this. I don't really need to. I'll just send it on the bot so everybody gets it. I'll send 2 pictures. Boeing.
Your 10-minute candle's pushing a little bit lower on SPY.
And yep, we are getting a bigger sell-off happening now. At least on SPY. Tesla's catching up. Apple's catching up. Microsoft should still be selling. They are still selling. So yeah, we're getting a lot of breaks of support right now. Even after the first 10 minutes.
Sorry about that. Yeah, you can get a possible 3-bar play to downside on AMD on its 5-minute.
Good eye, good eye. Yeah, because that hasn't broke yet, so good eye. That could be a good play under 63.30s, everybody. Good stop loss spot if you're getting into a play like this would be 63.65. If you want to keep it tight, 63.49 is not a bad spot either. If you see a break of that, and if you like the close under 63.30s. Up 3.4% account on my small account I started today thanks to SPY Short. Good job, Jackson. China's strong again today. Yeah, they're killing it. Mel's in SPY Shorts. Adam's taking profits. Good job, Adam. I like Netflix a lot if it can crack 304.40s. I like BA a lot if this area can crack, which I already just shared that with y'all, so I won't keep spamming y'all with the same trade plan. Microsoft's still weak from yesterday. Meta's trying to crack 124.90s. So yeah, we need to remember BA, Netflix, and SPY, and AMD, which AMD's breaking now. There's a few plays that look good in a couple minutes. There's a few plays that look good right now. SPY has lowering volume into 379.10, which remember, I said below 380 and 379.10 sellers can see lower levels. So keep an eye on that 379.10. So if we do get any buy reaction, let's say we don't just sell off, because that's the easier TA. Of course, I could just say, yeah, we'll sell off and go to 378. But what happens if buyers show up? What can you think about? Go from the level in which we opened from to the low. So let's say this is the low. Then we're most likely going to move back up into my other area where you see those fibs line up kind of in that blue area at 381. So we could see a buy reaction all the way to 381 and see if it rejects or not. So look to see if we have lowering or rising volume buyers if there is a relief bounce. I just want to put that in y'all's ear in case it happens. But 378 is the main target below if this 379.10 breaks, and then 376.50 is the next outer target past that. So these are the two areas to watch if 379.10 does not hold. So I wanted to cover both sides of the story. You guys know me. I always cover both sides because there's no point in just covering one side. Took profits on Apple shorts. Beautiful job, Sherman. Your win streak is still on it for 2023. I love to see it, man.
Sherman.
Anna J took puts off at open. 50%. Good stuff. Oh, stop set at 50%. Devontae got 11%. Beautiful job, Devontae. I love seeing y'all win. Daffy, level 25. I see you.
AMD is now hitting the 63 level, so you can scale out or take profits here.
Oh yeah, very nice dip, really quick. Good job. Nice little scalp for you, Dylan. Good call out.
Thank you. Yeah, next level before that, or after that, I have is 6280s.
Nice, nice. Getting some buyers here on SPY. Like I said, probably see a little bit of a wick up here. I went straight to my level, though. Dylan's a bit quiet for you. I have him turned up pretty loud. I can turn him up more. But I saw his volume pop up, though. I'll turn him up. Dylan, say something?
Hello? Hello?
Let me know how that is, Mini. I just turned him up to like 140.
You're gonna regret that later.
Yeah. I'm gonna forget, and then we're gonna go join another chat and talk. And I'm gonna be like, why am I so deaf? But welcome, guys. We have almost 300 people in here. Shout out to all of you. Sounded a little better? Okay. I'll try to keep it at that then. Thank you for telling me, though, Vinny. Apple looks like it's coming up. It's off lowering volume. I'm looking for a retest of the PML. Good looks. What's up, Mike? How you doing? Beautiful, beautiful Mike.
Looks like SPY's going to take out that 379.10 here, see if it confirms under. Like Microsoft moving us lower, Google, Tesla. B not looking the best. Coming down to yesterday low. Same with Nvidia.
You have today and tomorrow off? Hell yes, Mike. Very happy to hear that. I don't know how they're lower. I have them at such high-ass volume. Alright, well, I turned him up again too, Hillbilly. All you have to do is tell me. I don't know until you say something. My audio and what you guys are hearing are two different things. But thanks for letting me know. I turned him up. Meta still having problems with 124.90s. Netflix got a pretty good bounce.
Yeah, BA is holding up pretty well as well with Netflix.
Microsoft's still tanking. BA got a pretty decent bounce. Baba's back in range. I'll be sure to wait for Taylor's signal on that one. 10 and 16% on coin puts. Good job, Taylor. Speaking of Taylor. Amazon in the 4-hour worked on the dark cloud cover strat. Didn't take it, though. Still, though, Carlos, it's cool to go back and review that kind of stuff. And I don't look at them on the 4-hour too much, so I'm glad to hear that from you. I didn't know if they worked too well or not on that. Looks like it did, though. Good stuff. SPY already took out 379.10. Now we're looking to see can they hold under. Today's Thursday, right?
You are correct.
I felt lost if y'all were going to say Wednesday or Friday. I was like, wait.
No, it's only Tuesday.
Oh, okay, but... Still just getting a battle at 379.10. Like I said, you have to anticipate some buyers picking up here. If they can't hold, 379.10 is the level, but if we see them hold for a relief bounce, look to see if they're lowering or rising volume. A lot of the time, don't take this as always, a lot of the time if we get some lowering volume pickup here, it can lead to a really good retest entry for more downside. If we see some rising volume, which again, this isn't an always thing, a most of the time thing, if we get some rising volume and we see it retake today's open, we can look for some really, really good breakouts towards 383. So, two very different plans. But as you can see, planning on both sides will always help you. SPY at area of interest plus Apple at previous day close. Good call out, Mike. Microsoft, where are you going? Yeah, for real. Took profits on 380 puts for 110% as we broke below 3. Damn, Anna J. That had to be a quick scalp, man. Good stuff. Huge gain. 110%. Definitely not a joke gain there. Yeah, Jacko, don't double dip. Mental trade the rest of the day if you feel that. Don't beat yourself up, man. I love your gains, though. Good stuff. Could call out DX Mac and Daffy. Love seeing both of you in here. Got some OGs in here today. Let's go, Rambo. Shout out to Rambo. 120% on his overnight poots. We don't trade puts in here. We trade poots.
Poot action.
Poot gang. Damn, Barry killing per usual. Yeah, Barry is literally not from this planet. I'll show you. I'll show you that he's not from this planet. He's got a lot of trims here. Where am I at? So he swung BA snow, and he had some other plays open from previous days. Taking some snow. Yeah, so he had snow open. Exited Boeing. I think that was for a loss. Yeah, exited Boeing for a loss. Trim snow. Trim spy. New entry on Netflix. Trim spy some more. Trimmed his Amazon finally. And trimmed his PFE. So he's in a lot of plays. But still, he's doing really good today with all these drops finally happening on some of those setups. So very cool for him. Just got an alert, says watch Tesla under 107.50. And we have that level drawn. Awesome. We're already ready to go for that one.
Hey, yo, Netflix is getting some volume above pre-market high or yesterday's high. 311.15 looks pretty good on Netflix.
Yeah, 311.15. I have a level at 311.66 as well. I think it's from the bigger time frame. But yeah, previous day close to previous day high. You could take one really quick scalp there or just wait for the better breakout above. Maybe even get a retest. Microsoft finally slowing down.
Yeah, same with BA. BA is also getting some volume here as well above yesterday's higher pre-market high. That 204.15 looks pretty good as well on BA.
Baba getting some buyers as well. You might be seeing a retracement buy there. They're still holding today's open, so you might be seeing Baba trying to break out above 105.60s here in a little bit. And yeah, BA getting some good buyers off of the break below area. Rising volume on that recent candle too. Just checking a couple of these charts, make sure. I know Meta's still defending. Amazon's still dropping. I'm going to see if Tesla is. Tesla's still down there. Did I just see Apple turn green? Yeah. We'll see if they get back above there today's open, but they are back above previous day close. So it's at least one decent sign for Apple. Oh, right as I'm saying it, Christian Diaz. Beautiful job, man. I can see you're watching the right things, man. Yeah, I was just going through my list and I saw Apple was turning green. I was like, wait a minute. Great call out, Christian. I love to see it. Oh, and Trevor said it. Trevor said it as well. Good job, guys. Barry speaks in binary. He's also an auto translator for the But very good job, Trevor and Christian. Very, very happy to see that from both of you. And remember what I said. You need to watch to see if this is just a relief bounce or if this is a true bullish bounce. We don't have any confirmations for that yet. What do you need for a bullish bounce? A base build. All we have is a drop, base, and we don't have anything yet. We're looking to see if this is going to retest and go further, or if we're going to try and attempt to hold 378.80s to 379.10. And if so, that'll lead to a really decent buyer move. Nothing crazy, though, yet. But welcome all 242 of you. Appreciate each and every one of you. Glad to have all of you in here. Be sure to drop a like on the stream. A majority of you were already in here before open, which is good. Now, to all the people who have been here for multiple weeks or multiple streams, if this is your first or just first couple streams, you don't have to answer this because I don't expect you to. But if you've been here for a little bit, do you feel like you're getting better at your levels, navigating them, creating plans around your levels? Because that's all I do in here. So I just want to see if some confidence is rising or if some knowledge is rising in some of you. Do you guys feel a little bit more empowered because you know you have levels that work, so you're able to create plans that are a little bit more steady? Because you should be getting a little bit more confident over time. I don't expect anyone to jump from 0 to 100 real quick, but you guys should be seeing some steadiness in your growth. Because all we do in here is draw the levels, make the plans off the levels, and then we trade those plans. You know, we don't really step outside of that. Yep, getting better and confident. Confidence is definitely rising. Yes, got better since I took your course in the webinar. Oh, you were in both. Nice. I'd be lost without your system. My guidance was a lot since I joined BB. Getting better slowly but surely. And yeah, that's what I'm aiming for, slowly but surely. You know, you should never sit here and rush yourself and say, I better be 10 times better than I was last week. No, don't expect that from yourself. Levels are great unless the emerging candles are from the 70s. Heard that. Yes, for sure. My sword is getting sharper every day. Love to hear a green candlestick. Love to hear it from you too, man, because I know you've been in here actively and working your ass off. Apple is nuts. Most definitely, my confidence has grown tremendously. Still trying to understand daily moves, but I feel more in control. Good. All right, and I wasn't looking for a pat on the back. You guys know me. I don't really care for that. I just wanted to see how you guys are doing. Get an overall sentiment. Looks like for a majority, a lot of you guys who have been here for a little bit are growing in confidence. Feel like you're getting a little bit better at navigating the levels. Feel like you're getting better at creating plans. So that's what I'm very glad to hear. Very good.
All right. So Jets is now getting above its previous day high, and if it gets above the pre-market high at 1793, airlines are looking pretty good.
And what do you use Jets for? Just so anybody here doesn't, in case they don't know.
Jets is the airline sector, so as I see that Jets is getting above previous day high and close to pre-market high, I look at all the airline tickers. DAL already took off, so right now the only good setup I see is AL. AL's just now testing its previous day high at 1361. Above that looks pretty good, which is also rejecting that pre-market high as well.
Wow, good breakdown. So he's using Jets to help himself get double confirmation on his airline charts. And he sees that DAL is already launched. He sees that AL is still sitting in a favorable spot, so he's going to keep it on watch in case AL is the next big mover from that area. From the same spot Jets and DAL just broke out. We also have Boeing there, which Boeing isn't in Jets. But it's still nice to kind of play alongside airlines. But AAL and Boeing are in the same exact spot. But great breakdown, though, Dylan. I like that a lot. I just wanted you to repeat it in case some people in here didn't know. Thank you for that.
No problem.
See you later, Jack. Be safe. Thank you. I'm very glad to hear it, Natalie. Very glad to hear some of the videos are helpful. What's one you've been working on recently? And yeah, Apple broke today's open. That's very impressive.
Netflix is breaking above pre-market highs, getting close to previous day high as well. That 311.15.
Good call out. Amazon's finally slowing up. Tesla's bouncing a little bit, and we see Apple was already bouncing. So we have something slowing down and curling back up, which will lead to a majority buying on SPY here in a second. I mean, it's already happening, but...
Yeah, there goes AL now testing previous day high and pre-market high. Last 10-minute candle had rising volume, so it's looking pretty good to get a nice little push. The buyers keep stepping in.
That's true, Mike. I didn't think about it like that. Because all those companies get some planes from Boeing to some extent.
There goes your Netflix breaking previous day high now.
IMDb adds new TikTok feature. It's Amazon related. Tesla getting a really good bounce now. Apple continuing higher. They're about to touch their pre-market high. And yeah, Netflix breaking out. Good call out by Dylan just now. I also want to keep eyes on Boeing. This is looking very froggy in terms of it looks like it wants to bounce very good. Looks like it just needs to hold 202.20s, and that looks good for more upside. Watch the previous day high as well as the pre-market high. Awesome to hear, Joel. Very happy to hear that. Apple out of my 129 calls with 72% gains, the meat of the matter. Beautiful job, Sanddollar. Round of applause to Sanddollar. Good call out, Trevor. Good call out, Mel. Remember what I said, though, earlier, Peter. DXY is not as effective as it was. Just because it's rising isn't the worst case scenario anymore. But I would like to add, we have just some rising volume, not really that strong a price action carrying us higher, and we really haven't retaken much. So this could definitely lead to more downside if we don't start to get more volume stepping in, even with the tech sector stepping up so well just now. So IWM also took a dive. See SPY is still down. So not amazing buyer price action yet. Like I said, you probably want to wait for another double bottom or a higher low to be made here for a better base build. This is just a mild recovery so far. Mild relief buy. If you draw a trend line from SPY lows in December, it's trying to defend it. Good call out. Huge coil. Still nice to know, though. I'm a newbie, so I'm loving the explanations of charting on large to small time frames, working my way through your workshop videos, also rewatching your morning preps, less live streams using on demand to understand your reasonings to have more confidence in my entry. Okay, awesome, Natalie. You're taking a beautiful routine to kind of get yourself caught up early. But take your time, like I said. But awesome. I like that you're going through all of that. Really shows you're actually trying to apply a large amount of effort.
I get a nice pop off the bottom coming through opening price right here. A little overexcited, it looks like.
Yeah, that was a huge pop. That got instantly whipped back down. Touched today's open and pulled right back down.
Sheesh. Sellers are there.
You should be able to, Tyler Eden. If it blocks you, it's the bot thinking you're trying to spam. Which, if I see that, I'll just go repost it for you. If it is that important. But you should be able to.
I just floating around with this pre-market low now.
Yeah, I'm gonna start taking profits on AL here. Just low volume, not really liking it. Jet is still toying around its pre-market high as well.
Not really surprised to see Apple slowing down after smacking that pre-market high after that big bounce. Very impressive rally so far from them. Microsoft's still under 225.90s. Square retook today's open. Boeing's still holding 202.20s. Russia announces one-day Christmas truce on January 6th. What a weird day. It's not even for a full day. It's in Ukraine from 1200 of January 6th to 2400. Okay, wait, that's actually over. My bad. Still, though. It's like, what, 36 hours? No, I understand that's when their Christmas is. It's just, I don't know. I don't really want to dive into that, actually. After thinking about it more, I don't even want to dive into that conversation more. Putin clause. It's a full moon on January 6th. The stars are aligning. The Titans are going to be released. Had a late night and just joined the stream, but scalped that 15-minute candle on spot with 4 calls and made 6.12% of account 72. Hey, nice, Cheaptastic. Honestly, it's probably nice to catch a smaller day after having such big gains your past few days with that account. I know how hard you've been working on that. Release the Kraken. Dollar pushing 105. Good call out. And we'll see if that brings more selling pressure to the market or not. Very aggressive sellers at today's open. That's definitely going to need to be broken for buyers to get any kind of continuation higher. So keep your eye at today's open if you want to see more buyers take control.
XOM at pre-market high, just peaking above.
Awesome. Glad to hear, Cheaptastic. And yeah, that's the reason he's one of the... I mean, he's one of the only two, like, signal channels. And you know me, I hate having signal channels, but Duke's literally from our chat. You know, so I know I can trust what he's going to be posting. I know I can defend whatever he's going to have said or sent. Because I can go look at what he's looking at, and I can instantly be like, oh, this is what he was looking at. You know, it's not something like someone randomly calling out like 50 indicators doing this and that, and I don't know what to look at, you know. So I can actually defend anything he's looking at too, or add on to anything he's looking at. But I'm glad to hear you're just kind of checking that out too. Did you ever see Marente's account? Marente had a really cool post. I'll have to go back and read that in stream one day. But Marente did some new fresh account. Took every single one of his plays for like a little over a month, or I think it was about a month straight. Maybe it was more, I can't remember. But ended up making like over 1,000 in gains over a certain period of time, which was crazy. Literally just following signals, didn't do anything different, trimmed every time they trimmed. Took profits, cut losses every single time that Duke did. So that was a really cool test. And that is why that is one of the just very few channels we have like that in chat, because I don't want people focused on just that kind of thing. So that's why we kind of have just a little bit of it. So I'm glad to see you guys not abusing it, just kind of using it as a tool, which is exactly what I wanted y'all to use it as. Rich, there will be a little difference, but most of the time there's not a huge difference. But there will be a little difference. BA looking to pop new high of day, still below pre-market high. Yeah, they look really good. They're still holding 202.20s. They really just need some volume to pick up, and they could really start launching through 204s. It's like you're watching a good breakout about to occur, but nobody wants to be the first person. It's kind of what it feels like. Lots of liquidity, both above and below 39, 39.10, 37.50, 3800. Big money preparing for a break of the coil soon. Yeah, and I mean, Freddie, and you've seen on the bigger time frames too just how much we've been range trading between that large range. So definitely a huge move coming soon. LOL, that's insane. I've thought about trying to do that without looking at any charts and listening to the sound of your soothing. I love you, Cheatastic. I love you, man. Put 1K in all his calls. Couldn't be me. And no, it wasn't 1K in each play. I think it was a 1,000 account. I'd have to go look at the post though. I don't want to lie. Solid 24% BA. Didn't love the buying volume. Decided to take most of the profit. Good idea, Deep. And that's I think what Dylan was doing on his airline play because it had a good pop. It had a good retest, but it didn't get a good continuation. So really good job. I'm out of BA. Been a while since I traded, getting used to the con movement again. Good stuff, DX Mac. Good stuff, Deep. Good job, Dylan. Definitely a nice confirmation if you're looking at something, and then Barry calls it out. And if Bueller or Leland also mention it. You mean Bueller, or Bueller? Leland and Barry are my backup accounts. Great, I'll see Marente message. He'll be like, oh, we got him. He said it. I'll go back and try to find that post. Oh, here it is. It's literally right here. While we're watching Spy retest. So he said, this testimony is dedicated to my man Barry, which is the guy who runs DukeBot, the channel for premium and lifetime members. Towards the end of August, I decided I wanted to create an experiment with Duke's alerts. I didn't play with any particular account size, but rather with a few sizing and trimming rules for both the swing alerts with different rules for the day trades and scalps. For the swing plays, if Duke mentions about anything about lotto size accordingly risky, then the max play size was 200. So if the contract was 80, then I could get 2 of them. If he didn't mention any of those things, then the max play size was $500. For day trade scalps, I would trim half or more of the position at 10% and put a stop loss in at break even. This did restrict my profit, but kept a lot of plays green. One other thing to note, I almost never waited for a signal to exit a play. Most of the time I was completely out or mostly out before Duke even signaled his first trim. That's because we have a different risk tolerance and he just has stronger hands than me. Sometimes that saved me from a loss, but honestly, if I would have waited for a signal on many of these, my profit would have been at least doubled. So with that, here are the stats for the experiment so far. Total profit, 1263.32. Swing win rate, 18 to 12. Average win, 116. Average loss, you can see it's pretty close. Day trade scalp, average win, average loss. It was 1 loss. That's not fair. Okay, I see what he's saying. Oh, so we only had 1 day trade loss. I was like, why is it higher? But okay, that makes sense. 17 wins, 1 loss. That's a pretty impressive stat. That makes it look so bad, though, looking at it like that, and then you're like, oh, it was only 1, though. This experiment has helped me so much, particularly in finding day trades / scalps. In these last few weeks, I found myself looking at a play, and a minute or 2 later, Duke would post a signal for it on something similar. So thank you, Barry, for everything you do here. Looking forward to continue learning from you and making money with you. And then they dropped the trade reviews. You can see all the different trades that happened. But yep, finished with 1263 after, let's see, how long did he take? So 826, pretty much end of August. Yeah, August. End of August to early October, mid-October. So a little bit longer than a month. Still, very cool. That was the post I was referring to. I had to go look because I didn't want to lie to you guys and say one thing or the other. So that was everything that it was. But that was one of our big OGs in chat who's been around for a long time. Marente. Love Marente. What is Duke? Duke is the as I just read from the top of that post, he is the guy who runs our premium signals channel. One of my very, very close friends. Josh, you were very active on the live stream. When do you get time to trade? Do you trade at all? Yes, I've explained this about 6,000 times over the past week. I take a lot of trades. Today, I haven't taken one. I closed my profits on Meta, and I've just been chilling ever since then. Every time I mention a trade idea, I'm looking to trade. Don't worry about me. But at the same time, making your decision, getting the process, nice post. Yeah, it really is impressive. It was a crazy thing by him. Duke's hands are made of diamonds. He'll hold a position up over 200%. I'm not reading that, Mike. Y'all keep trying to trap me. Somebody the other day was like, can you read out Barry's last name to me? I can't pronounce it. I almost said it. You guys almost trapped me. I almost got jebaited by my own chat. Almost got him. Shucks. Have a great day, Rambo. Do you even lift, bro? Sit on your hands, new traders. Love to hear that from Rambo. And yeah, couldn't retake open. We're getting a lowering volume pullback. We'll see if this is where we get our higher low or a double bottom, and this is where a better base can be built for better buyer opportunity. If not, we end up losing 379s, then we will see being a larger. We will be seeing a larger pullback.
Going back down, see if we're going to either take out this previous intraday low or put in a higher low on the day. If we put in that higher low, that'd be a nice little base build. We need to get over that opening price. That's what I'm looking for over the next 30 minutes.
Oh, y'all will be very proud of me, by the way. Everybody that was complaining that I haven't seen Breaking Bad yet, we started watching it last night. I'm on episode 6.
Start binge watching it.
KK, the big thing with me is that I don't anymore have that weakness of like, oh, I have to take a trade. So I never feel that urgency of like, oh, I have to take this opportunity. Like, because I know that on the other side, there's like 60 more that are going to hit me before the end of the day, before the end of the week. So I'm really not pressed on taking a billion trades a day. And this is something that will only decay over time. That sense of urgency of I have to trade, I have to do something, I have to be in a trade, I have to be seeing my liquidity move, I have to be seeing premium, you know, all that stuff. So far, Mike, yes. That was like one of the very few shows I hadn't seen that everybody says is like one of the best. So, but I wanted to let y'all know that because I had a lot of you guys complaining saying I hadn't seen it yet. Just wanted to let y'all know I am progressing on it. I'm a man of my word. After you watch it, you will change your profession. Yeah, I've seen The Sopranos. I'm not completely uncultured. Come on now. If y'all have it and y'all have Netflix, y'all have to watch Mindhunter. Mindhunter. I don't remember if it's with an S or not. I'm gonna go back to Spy. I don't really like to stare at Tesla. It's not really the one I need to be looking at right now. Spy is. I need to see if this is gonna be our low or high or not. I am the danger. I've seen parts of Billions. I haven't seen all of it. I have seen Succession. That's a pretty good ass show too. If anybody wants to watch a cool like finance type show, it's like behind the scenes of like a Disney type company. You should definitely watch Succession. That was a beautiful, beautiful show. Hilarious. Oh, thank you, R.W. Myers. Spoiler, dude. Spoiler. I could have been Breaking Bad this whole time. It can be so cringe though. There are a couple parts where it's like, what? Oh, you're talking about Billions. Follow it religiously. KK, it's all about finding your favorite types of setups. I know that I can take a quick 40% entry, and with under 10 minutes, I can be out of a trade, you know? So that's one thing. 2, 80% entries. You know, have you been able to find them, review them, see how they work, understand them, and understand that not every play that breaks out is going to work. Too many times I see people get into a play and they're like, well, my entry was good. Yeah, but where was your stop loss? You can't expect your play to always work. You know, so you need to also be thinking about what happens if I lose, you know, so make sure you put yourself in a place where you're not going to be able to lose a large portion of your trade. Have an exit plan. Mindhunter's dope, getting into Yellowstone now. Good stuff. That's another one I've heard is really good. All right, maybe I'll go finish Billions as well, Jazz. I got you. After Breaking Bad, of course. For the most part, I'm over trading unless I miss an entry. I got to stop trying to go to the next level. I'm smoking the hopium that it keeps going to make up for it. Smoking the hopium. I've never heard anybody say that. That hopium pack. That's funny. No more trades. Did 20 to 1 risk reward, 5 back, 3 are net, 17 to 1 risk reward. That works into. Dear Lord, Mel. I don't believe that's your last trade, though. Billions, Breaking Bad, Bueller. I am sensing a theme. The bees, man, the bees.
Bees.
Bert's bees. We got too many memes in here.
Low.
Yeah, I used to try and hold for home runs. Now I'm trying to stick and move with the levels. Good stuff, King. Keep it up. You know, just remember, aim for that first target as much as you can. There's no need to sit here at the beginning of your process and say, you know what, guys, I'm going to aim for this level way up here with my single contract play. You know, it's really just not fair on yourself to say that's just not a feasible setup, you know. The bees from the 70s Saturday Night Live. Before I forget, everyone should watch Chernobyl if you have HBO Max. I'll have to check it out. I have always struggled to know when to sell. Your levels have helped me tremendously. Thanks so much for what you're doing. No problem, Brad. Glad to have you in here. Thank you for tuning in and checking out some of the content and really kicking yourself into gear. You know, you can thank me all you want, but you're the one who initially has to kind of get up off your ass, continue to work hard, continue to look through this stuff, review, analyze, visualize, practice as much as you can, and that takes a lot. So shout out to you for working hard. $150 to 1 risk reward. Severance on Apple TV is a masterpiece. I'll have to check that out as well. I'm literally writing these down before I can come back in here and tell you all I watched it. White Lotus. I think I have heard of that because I have HBO. Most traders have a hard time knowing when to send. Big time. And that's a big problem. It's one of those things you really have to work on slowly. Everyone telling you all these shows, but not Primal. Here, I'll look it up. Ooh, I bet I would love this, actually. An adult animated action horror television series created by blah, blah, blah. Oh. Okay, I might have to move this one up the list, Cheaptastic. I like this one. See, I never have to go to Google. I have you guys. You guys think this was to stream stocks? Psh, I was just trying to get show recommendations. Ooh, it's got dinosaurs too. Spy low or high? Possibly. Still need some better confirmation. I want to see this slow down. I do like that we're back down here again. I did not want this to be the breakout. I wanted this to slow down so we could have a better retest here. Because right now, if we get a better hold here, like we're getting right now, this can lead to a very, very good buyer move. It's pretty much you should be looking for bounces as long as 379s hold. That's in short what everybody should be looking at right now. Mr. Shadow, I definitely will. IMD Bueller. Ooh. Yo, Anthony, you got some good ideas, man. I have seen most of Cowboy Bebop. I never finished it, though. That's a very good anime. Tesla lowering, good call out. Sherman. We got a Sherman army again. They're kind of in the same seat as Spy too, Sherman. They're like sitting above 107.50s where you can see some good bounces, but if they end up cracking that, there's no telling where they want to go. Because they could go all the way back down to 105, which I think would scare a lot of people. Apple's also coming back down. They already broke today's open a while ago while I was ranting. Amazon's still very weak. I don't even see any strength in that chart. Netflix, very weak breakout. Meta, continuing lower. Microsoft looking like it wants to continue lower. Looks like it's curling back down. Square broke today's open, moving lower again. BA never broke range. Berk B still lowering. Exxon's one of the few green tickers on the screen. Yeah, back to Spy. So see if they want to hold this or not. No, we were talking shows, and then it led into anime, but it's really everything. We're kind of talking about stocks and shows, so join at your own free will. I did hear that was really good, Bugs Bunny, with Childish Gambino, like you just said. I heard that was really good. And The Boys is one I just said in chat, too. I said The Boys is probably, like, one of the best shows ever created. I would put it up there. And it's very hard for me to say that on a couple things. MUTA, please? Yeah, no problem. Everybody keep watch on Spy. I'm going to go chart MU, which I think we already did this. No, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I didn't. All right, start it over. No problem, Dev. What are you looking at on MU while I'm charting it up? Give me your breakdown on what you're looking at so we have some back and forth together. I'm just grabbing the daily levels so I can see what's up. It's a pretty good range. I'll start from there. But yeah, let me know what you're looking at so we can get some back and forth feedback. probably fine for now. If I need to add anything, I will. Really good hold of that 52.89 yesterday. Really good move from there. Retook that area there, and that's kind of where we're holding support today. Grab the meat of your previous day high. Your pre-market high is basically already grabbed. Pre-market low is right here. Previous day close. So it's already bouncing off a good range. So it looks like the buyers are looking toward the highs of pre-market right now. They've already gotten their breakouts. I can't sit here and tell you, oh, look above this, look below that. But they are already continuing higher. So one, I would like to see, do they pass 55.20? And if they do, I don't have another level there. Let's add one. Let's go ahead and cheat. If they do pass that with some good volume, and you see a continuation in MU, regardless of the market, 56.25 looks like a very good area. 56, 56.20s looks like a very good target outside of this range, but they are technically still inside of their pre-market range. So if you see any weakness here, it looks like they're going to most likely want to return back to where they broke out from, about right here at 54.50s or 54.40s, kind of in this general vicinity. 55.27 break lower. Wait. Oh, I read that backwards. 55.27 for a break. Okay, so we're really close on that one. Good job. And you said 53.60s for lower. And we're pretty close on that one. Good job. Okay, so we're pretty much in the same vicinity. Good job, Dev. I can see you got a lot of similar levels to me. Even if they're only off by like, 10 cents or so. But yeah, it looks like their breakout happened, though, above the meat of the previous day high. After holding, you can see where all this base is, kind of how they rallied here and then held. If you go and highlight all of those together, which I'm going to go from here to about here, just to highlight all of them. You can see they actually held that pretty well, and that's kind of where they got their initial momentum from after failing to break lower. So that would have been a really good break below today. They ended up rallying, holding a good retracement, and now they're still continuing higher. So really, really good day for MU. If you want, I can add it to the list, Dev. That actually had some decent price action in it, so I'll add it to the list. But I'm glad to see our levels are pretty close to each other, Dev. You're looking to swing calls. 65 calls. Let me rechart it. It looks like I haven't done it in a while. I normally look at oil futures, but I probably should look at this differently. So my whole thing with oil futures, Alexis Santana, is the fact that it's sitting here as a higher low so far. It's at a make or break. So this is a huge, huge ordeal for oil moving forward. Because if this continues to hold, you should see some buyer reactions. Maybe not instantly, but you will see some buyer reaction. If they end up losing this area, which I have this inaccurate now. If you go from low to the top of the last red candle, that creates an area of demand. So basically, as long as they hold this area, you should see some buyers. If we end up losing this, you don't want to just see them sell off under it and test the next level. You want to see them pull up and retest this to show, hey, this is definitely a seller-controlled area. So that's one thing to look out for. But right now, I'd be looking for bullish bounces until this area breaks. It's kind of my TA on oil in general. It looks like USO had a very similar look to it. You can see they have that kind of dip from before. They have that dip from recent. And you can see they're also kind of testing an area of short-term demand. So very, very close area. It's exactly how I looked at on the oil futures chart. So essentially, you should be looking for buyer reactions off of this support until broken is my short-term analysis on that. Nothing really deep to talk about on that one. But hopefully that helps you out, Alexis. And if you want more info on how I draw my zones, check out the video on my channel. It's like 16 or 20 videos back, but it's the only zones video I have on my channel that has my thumbnail on it. Here, I'll just show you. Because I do have a lot of you guys asking, how do I get my levels or how do I get those zones? And I try not to draw too many of those zones because I'm not trying to confuse anybody. But I do think they're pretty important for short-term price action. And be sure to check out the most recent video, but this is the workshop number 11 video. This is probably the best video on the channel to watch. But if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see this video here called How to Chart Supply and Demand Zones BB Style. This is the video you want to watch if you want to learn how to draw your zones better. With actual rules. I don't just tell you, oh, I grabbed this area here, there. I have consistent rules with what I'm looking at. All right, looks like we're getting a higher low. Let's see if we can get some rising volume, maybe a reset to the right, like a 3-bar, and then a continuation higher. checking your playlist on your channel. Great stuff. Thank you, Alexis. So hopefully, I hope you enjoy some of the content. Definitely take your time. I always tell everybody, don't just watch it once. Try to repeat watch it. The first time, watch it on your own. The second or third time, try to watch it with your chart, or try to watch it while charting something out that's similar to it. Therefore, you can get a better breakdown on everything you're looking at. But I appreciate you so much. Thank you.
If Taylor, you're still in here, your Baba play is getting some movement. Now it's breaking its squeeze and it's heading towards your previous day high now.
Wake up, Taylor.
Well, still defending, trying to get back above 380 again.
Wow, check out this cool ass trade review. Buyers are coming in, by the way, on SPY. 51% on SPY puts today. Break below was the pre-market low / previous day low for a 40% entry. SPY flipped 380.86 into resistance, which increased my confidence in the trade, hence the candle wick on the next candle. We took out 380 and the true previous day low with force, so I held. My next target was 379.50, which was a halfway point between 380 and another pivot point I had set. SPY saw a slow up as we reached that target, so I sold as we broke below and headed towards 379. Shout out to Bueller for the stream and the knowledge. Beautiful job, James. Quick trade in and out. I like it a lot. 95 to 144. Oh, nice job, Sherman. I was looking at yours too. Got a lot of really good trade reviews in here already today. Didn't someone mention BBBY earlier? It says Bed Bath & Beyond shares hit a new 30-year low.
Jeez.
Yeah, their CEO came out and pretty much said if they don't get funding, they're going bankrupt.
I could see why. Bed Bath & Beyond is just not as popular as it used to be. Like when we were all a little younger. And even then, they were blowing through cash. Look, Taylor got Baba without our help. I knew she was on it.
To add to Baba with like another Chinese ticker that's moving right now, or trying to move at least, is Billy, B-I-L-I. So right now it's testing its previous day high, the 2881.
Good eye, good eye. FUTU as well. Good add-on on it, Jay. Boomers ordered through Amazon now instead of going to Bed Bath. I mean, Amazon is just really taking out a large part of that market. It's just easy accessible. It's easy to look at. Not there with the games, but literally it's all I could get. No, yeah, I saw that, Sherman. I saw you made the best of what you had. Good job, man. Pretty decent high or low so far, guys. I like this for a potential base build. What we're looking for now is basically rising volume over right here. I'll just draw this yellow trend line is over this area here. You want to watch it over this, and you want to watch it over this. If I can zero it out. There we go. The first push that we had, just like the buy the dip setup tells you to, and then today's open. These are two key areas that you want to see volume and buyers pass for this build, for this base build to be confirmed. So this would be kind of a good short-term initiation, short-term confirmation. This would be a better confirmation. Why is Twitter so slow right now?
Elon Musk cut down on the servers.
He fired the people who ran the servers.
Yeah.
Eventually, they will let you smell the candles through Amazon too. With all the Neuralink chips when Amazon and Neuralink link up. PDD
Wow.
PDD is rejecting could be a sign for another Chinese name. Good job on it, Jay. Kind of adding on to what Dylan was looking at. Also scalped again and made 10% off 200 for a $20 gain on SPY. 10% account gain now for today. Wow, great job, Cheaptastic. I'm very happy for your passive gains. I mean, you had some really awesome big gains, but I'd really love to see your passive gains too, because it's just like slowly staircasing your account higher, and you're not using a crazy amount of risk for it too. So I like that a lot. Beautiful job, man. Very happy to see from you. What's up, Will? Yeah, Microsoft's at pretty much low of day. They're trying to hold that low. Kind of in a similar fashion SPY is. Yep, it looks really good for a base so far, Will. Basically, as long as they don't make a new low, they should get a good bounce. But I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft doesn't move a whole lot, even if the market does bounce, just because they do have some of that bad news they just had from a day or so ago. So they'll probably have a little low volume today. But I do see what you see, though. That was a good little base hold so far. If you make a trend line from SPY's open to the last 15-minute candles open, is there a pattern there? Oh, you're saying like a decreasing trend line, like from here to here? Yeah, you could say there's kind of a descending move, but there's also kind of the same thing on the other side if you go from the lows. So we're kind of in a squeeze where the highs aren't really making any new highs, but the lows aren't making new lows either. It's literally just like yesterday, where they kept kind of making a new high after they had that new low, and then they made a lower high, a higher low, and they closed right in the center, barely being above the yesterday open. So it feels just like yesterday so far. But I would like to add, we are breaking more levels to the downside than we've ever done to the upside so far today. So there's been more bearish confirmation today than I would say yesterday. Where yesterday was just kind of doing both on both sides. Yes, there is, Mr. Shadow, which I think I still have it. I don't remember which one it is. You know what? I have it named over Trevor, I think. Let me see which one it is. It's not that one. There it is. So I can give you the script if you want. I don't know how to share. Oh, wait. I know how to share. I should be able to share from... Yeah, this is how you do it. So I'll send this link in there. If you have TOS, you can see this. But I sent the link. So you'll pull it up. It'll have my chart set. You can basically just save the study set I have, and it'll show you this volume here. And it shows you the difference between buyers and sellers within that same candle. It's called True Volume, if you really want it. Getting some more sellers stepping in on SPY now, lowering volume. It's still a really good push from a good area after a lower high again. If bears take out this low, it's going to ruin this higher low, but we'll see if they want to try to hold the double bottom. Tesla retesting previous day low. Great call out by Noxta.
Billy here is getting a nice push above previous day high. A lot of volume on its 5.
Good call out. And good job, Dylan K. He says, I went 2 out of 5 today. Terrible day, but still was able to break even. That's the importance of strict stops. Very good risk reward, and good job on your risk management, because you were right. You should be able to lose more trades and still break even or have a small loss or a small win. You should never be huge red, even if you lost 3 out of 5 of your trades. So really, really good example there by Dylan K. Great job, man. Some people look down on that. I think that's amazing. Good add-on there by Mike. We will always see patterns, but are they in a relevant position? And the higher the time frame, the stronger the pattern, in my opinion. 100%. Apple looks like it's going to the downside. Good call out, Jazz. Let's go see. And yeah, they're definitely not. After rejecting or breaking under today's open, they just got one good rejection, and now they've moved lower. They're looking for a new low. Kind of the same thing as SPY. They need to break their higher low. It's kind of what they're doing. Which SPY is trying to do right now. Bum, 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 bum. Bum. Ooh, solid post, Mel. I just saw you posted your trade reviews, man. Great work. Thank you for posting those, too. Exactly. 2 out of 5 and break even is amazing. Some people can't comprehend like exactly what we mean by that, but the fact that you were able to lose more and be at break even just shows that he had amazing risk management. He didn't put himself in a position where he's gonna be able to take a loss and it completely hurt him. So that was very, very impressive. That is very impressive, not was. No, you're 100% right, Ashley. That's kind of what I don't know if I'd call it an 80% entry or a 4% entry. Initially, though, you're just looking for a bounce play as long as it doesn't break 379.10. But one thing to also take note, and this is why I like what Cheaptastic said, is that we do have a trend kind of forming here, where we're kind of in a downtrend here, and we're kind of breaking that to the downside right now. So a big thing to look out for is if we do bounce off of this, do we have enough strength to break this angle that we keep staying under? Exactly, a buy the dip would more or less be what we're looking at here. But those are almost the same thing, so you're not completely wrong. But it's not just like, can we get some buyers? It's, can we break this angle? Can we break this lower high? Can we break today's open? Yeah, there's so much to do for the buyers, even if they do get some volume and some good push to the upside. But that is kind of my thought process as well. So you're not crazy. Well, you still might be crazy, but not for that reason. Exactly. With the lower high, it would be very risky automatically buying at 379.10. I like how you said that, DX Mac. Thank you for adding that on. Like I said, I always appreciate y'all's add-ons, fixing anything I say, adding in anything I say, helping anybody else out, being helped out. It's great to see all of us working together on these things. Nobody in here is a pro. There is no such thing as a professional options trader. I don't care what anyone tells you. Spent a little bit, just under an hour and a half after open and a little over 2 hours on the stream. How's everyone doing so far today? How's the stream? How are you? How's your trading day? How do you feel? Let it out. How has your first 90 minutes of today been? Which most of you have been in here for 2 hours, so a lot of people sitting up here. Sitting on hands. I'm up fat, Bueller. I love to hear that. Sitting on hands, though, also a great option. Rockin' baby green, love it. Green on paper, good, Gary, good. And don't let anyone down you. Anybody ever says, oh, it's paper, screw them. Screw them. They don't know what they're talking about. So far, good. Waiting for the next move. Sitting on hands, looking for some swings. And yeah, I'm honestly excited to go read some more of Tobias's post, man. That was really, really fun to read yesterday. That was the first time in a while I've had fun reading about things you already kind of are decently educated on. Because I think all of us have, maybe not all of us, but a lot of us were there for the Tesla journey, so it was really cool to hear that from me. So I can't wait to read some more topics. Forgot to like the stream, just did. Thank you, DX Mac. Appreciate you. You're up. 0 out of 2. I am great. I am taking some mental trades and waiting patiently. Good stuff, Jazz. Very happy to hear that. Hopefully Tobias feels a little bit better than he did 90 minutes ago. Neo right in the 9. Volume drying up. Struggling at pre-market high. I saw that on a few Chinese tickers. Look like they're slowing down. Pretty meh. Took some not too great setups. I'm a retest trader, and I tried taking some breakouts in fear of missing the move, but today didn't have many strong moves, lots of scalp setup. But yeah, it's pretty much just been a lot of scalps, and even those haven't been amazing. There's been a couple here and there. And this is kind of what I was covering in pre-market prep, too. You know, a lot of these ranges didn't feel great. You know, it just felt like, oh, we're going to have another one of these days until we get that better move. Execution was 9 out of 10 out of the gate. Played puts off the 80% entry of 380.80s. Break and entered 380.25. Nice heavy scalp of SPY. January 6th, 379 put, one and done. Great job, Justin, to money. I love the thought process, and thank you for breaking all that down. That's going to help a lot of people just reading that alone. But I am writing some. I'm going back to bed soon. I don't blame you, Tobias. I hope you get better, man. That sucks. Green and patient now. Just mental trading. Good to hear, Rich. Hey, Josh, on that 5-minute SPY topping tail test of opening and refade, did that qualify as 80%? You're talking about like right here when it came back up and failed? You could essentially have taken that as an 80% because in a lot of my plays, I always or a lot of my buy the dip setups, I always say after this first push, don't trust this. You know, you want to wait for that second push to push above this area here, not the first time it bounces. So in that thinking, yes, you could have, but I'm not going to sit here and say that I was going to call that out or anything. But yes, essentially you could have. That was a great question, Max. You had pretty low volume, too. Big volume on a large wick down. Low volume on another indecisive candle. And then they got some more volume stepping in. Not rising, but pretty decent volume stepping in as it was pushing lower. So that was a decent spot to look for that. Especially because they went up and smacked today's open. A lot of the time we get those bounces or we get that base build. Today's open is a lot of the time where price wants to go retest just to say, hey, who has control? One on 12 out of 14. Wow. On futures, your levels work solid for futures quick scalping. Good job, Kumar. That's a lot of trades, man. Spot in the 15-minute, no problem. We can. Testing low of day right now, guys. So be very careful. If we remain to have lowering volume, you should see a bounce here. If we see something close under, we should be seeing a pullback. Yep, it looks like that's what Justin did, kind of. And see, right as I said that, too, you know, I bet that helps somebody out. Next question ends up being right on top of what he was covering. So great job, guys. Love to see the teamwork. And this is what I mean. You know, you drop your thought process out there, anything you've done, anything you just think of, you know, drop it in here. Let's see what you think. Let's see what you expect. $12 out of 14 demon time.
Hey Josh, I'm about to head out and spend some time with my mom since it's her birthday today.
All right, man. Go get her that perfume.
Later, Don.
Later. Love you a long time.
Love you. Be safe. Appreciate the focus on the 3 setups, exclusive specialization for versus jack of all trades. Exactly. You don't want to. I mean, it's nice to be knowledgeable, I guess. To be like, oh, I know 50 different ways of entering a setup. I guess that's cool, but it's more unison or more uniform to sit here and say, okay, I'm only going to take these couple types of setups. If it isn't that, I'm just sitting on my hands. If it isn't this, I'm not touching it. But really good way of breaking that down, Max. I like how you said that. Is that all you needed, Jazz? I didn't know if you were looking for something. Just want to make sure we're good before I go back to the 5-minute. But yeah, the 15-minute showing that same kind of cascading drop there, but with lowering volume, and we're holding a good base so far. So this is why I don't want to take buyers off the table yet, because this essentially could be a very good bounce if they don't make that new low. And since they're in kind of a bearish continuation look, this could be a really good move to the downside. So we're really just waiting to see who exits this area first. You could consider that a bear flag, yes. But remember, always plan both sides, regardless of what the chart's telling you.
So I'm finally getting over that pre-market high, 108 level.
Airbus delivered an unaudited total of 663 jets in 2022. Impressive. That's a lot of planes. MES broke out of a wedge, so SPY may move up a bit. Good call out, Naves. Have plans around those levels, meant to say. Hey, I figured out. I figured that's what you were meaning, though. I like how you put it, though, Max. You really kind of broke it down. Having patience, knowing what to look for, like you said, have levels, have plans around those plans, and trade those plans. And then, of course, limiting ourselves to those just few types of entry. Yeah, Boeing shaking seeing those numbers, aren't they, Will? SPY DBL bottom on 5-minute. Possible, yes. Double bottom. If you've been in here for the past 5 minutes, you've definitely heard me say this already. We've been talking about us trying to build this base for shit since we got here. Since we saw this bounce, I've been saying watch for us to come back down and try to hold for a double bottom or higher low. So for a while, we've been talking about this potential setup. Let's see what happens. Who gets to be the first one out? What's up, Devin? What you looking at?
Just can't break 379. XOM's kind of pushing us up. Nothing's breaking lower. Like Apple's holding 126 still. 224 is holding on Microsoft. Meta's right at that pre-market low. Just looking to see if we're going to get a move or we're going to come down some more. Or we could range trade the rest of the day, really. Want me even tighter range on everybody?
Devin, can you move closer to your mic or something? I've already turned you up a shit ton. Hello? Alright, he's just lagging, Henry. That's not the volume. The way you explain stuff is fire. Very impressive. Thank you, Billy Bob. Love the name. Damn, Henry, why are you yelling at me? Doing my best over here. Microsoft approaching a double bottom as well. Good call out, Will. That's more planes than Nikola cars. Bro, preach. Say that 10 times over. No, you're fine, Henry. I was just messing with you. I appreciate y'all telling me if it sounds off or not, because I don't know. You know what it was, though, is I messed up my mixer. It's half my fault. So I have music turned down pretty low. Maybe I'll do that. That should be better. What's up, Devin?
What's up? You hear me?
Yeah, I don't know if you're... You sound like you're, like, far from your mic or something.
No, I'm like right up on it right now.
Yeah, now you are. Right up on it.
Right up on it.
Who's my favorite Marvel character? Now that's a question. Well, let me take a look, and then I will let you know. Off the dome, I wanted to say Doctor Strange, but I want to look through some more real quick. That's a tough question. There's so many of them that are just badass. Technically, Wolverine's a Marvel character from the books. Honestly, Thanos was pretty cool. I ain't gonna lie. Thanos was up there. That was like the first villain I've ever like. I think all of us rooted for in the third movie, and then when the fourth movie came out, I was like, all right, I want him to lose now. I guess Iron Man. I guess Iron Man would be my favorite out of those. If I had to choose from the tops, Iron Man would be my favorite. If I can't choose Thanos, I'm choosing Iron Man. So when are we starting our Minecraft server? The masculine urge to start a Minecraft server once a year. Ant-Man, that's not a bad choice. Doctor Strange fan. What's y'all's favorite Marvel character? Off topic, but still cool question. Can't just talk about stocks, we'll just all go crazy. Dollar up to 105.25 and holding, great call out Shadow. Netflix going for the Gapville, great call out Naves. Dark Knight versus Avengers, which do you like more? Like just Batman? Or do you mean Marvel versus DC? Because if that's the question, I have to say Marvel. DC made way too many movies that were just horrible. Some of their movies were dog water. So I'd have to say Marvel over DC. But if you're saying just Dark Knight, the one with Ledger, oh, yeah, that's tough because Christian Bale Batman is probably the best Batman by far. And that's very hard to choose because I love Bale Batman. Those movies are untouchable. Doctor Strange and Thor. Have y'all seen the show Loki on Disney? That show is very trippy. All right, we're getting a little bit of penetration outside of this little angle here we have from the 15-minute. Let's see if we can get past this. Pretty decent volume. If you compare the volume of these two candles here to these three candles here, we have about the same, if not more, buyers. So, pretty good buyer reaction off that support.
possible chance of a good base build breaking out. Adam Sandler from Click. Okay, yeah, you can't touch him. Batman would smoke the Avengers with enough prep time. Yeah, if he had prep time and had actual like time in between fighting each and every one of them, he probably could take them. But if multiple of them showed up, that man Batman's getting swiped. But no, 100%. Yeah, if you haven't seen Loki and you have Disney Plus, check it out because Loki was actually pretty good. I went into that with a negative mindset and was like, damn, this was pretty good. One thing I do love about this stream is how much this stream is, how focused this stream is on the market. I've been in so many rooms/streams with so much unnecessary noise. Yeah, I try to keep it to a minimum. I've had a lot of people say, or a lot of people from other servers say, I should bring more people on, but I see that as a negative. And this is why I kind of keep it with just my guys, like Devin, Dylan. Sometimes we'll invite Jeremy, because I don't want to have 50 people in here calling out 50 different things. I don't want to have people in here saying, oh, buy, sell. I don't want to hear any of that childish crap. I want mature, organized conversation. And as you can see, we are off topic right now talking about Marvel and movies and shit, but it's nice to kind of talk about a few other things. Was it low-key good?
Especially when the market's in a little choppy range that we're waiting to break out of.
But thank you so much for saying that, Matt DePoy, if I'm saying that right. Appreciate that a lot. The convo should be Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark. Ooh, that's a tough one. That is a very tough conversation. I don't know if, as a society, we are ready to have that conversation. Ragnarok on Netflix. I have heard that is a 10 out of 10. Was it low-key good? It was high-key good. Low-key was high-key. There's a couple weird parts, but it's crazy how you end up meeting the Watcher. Bale, Bruce Wayne versus Tony Stark. Even though I really like Tony Stark, I feel like Bale could take him. What about Bruce Wayne versus Batman? Intrusive thoughts versus non-intrusive thoughts. Still in the squeeze. Good little push there. We got a rejection at that trend line for a fourth major time. If we get a continued rejection on this again, it's going to help out sellers who want to push that support. You go to church with Bale, you party with Tony. Iron Man is a Batman poser. Spy calls patient scalp 25% gain as it roller coasted. Good job, Sand Dollar. Can't wait to see that trade review, man. I killed Thor. Bale plus a great dark character. He in the same league as Heath. Yeah, man. Him and Heath Ledger are up there. Rest in peace, rest in peace. Glad to see we have some very adamant Bruce Wayne fans and Marvel fans in here, though. Glad to know my community here is woke. Y'all can't lie. That first time when you're watching Iron Man 1 and he turns around and says, the Jericho missile, got some chills up my spine. $380 is the true low of yesterday, Natalie. You asked, where did you get the 380 line on SPY? I grabbed the meat of it, and I got 380.92, and the true low of that wick, the true low of yesterday, which is perfectly at 380. And then I just combined it to give myself a little area. Great question, though. Took that bounce off 379.10 and closed at 380 for a quick 15%. Wow, and look at that, guys. Ashley took a trade that was literally only 90 cents on SPY, but she got a quick 15%. Beautiful job, Ashley. Need to finish low-key. Mr. Incredible could take on Iron Man and Batman. Bro, preach. They don't even want to have that conversation. Mr. Incredible could rule the world. I mean, live action DC is terrible, but the cartoons are far better. Facts, 100%. The movies I was really hating on weren't even the Batman movies. I was more or less hating on the when they combined Superman, Batman, like that whole like our mother has the same name. That was stupid. He was like Martha. He's like, wait, your mom's name's also Martha. Hold up, we can't kill each other. We need to save the world together. Like the whole Martha thing, like dragged them together. That was like the dumbest link I've ever seen. Yeah, that was the movie I was kind of calling dirt. I like a lot of the other DC movies though. Miss Incredible. Elastigirl. Dude, your mom's name is also Martha? Did we just become best friends? Favorite magazine. Good Housekeeping. One Punch Man could take all of them at the same time. Preach. This is another conversation we're not yet ready to have. All right, back to charts, guys. Even though nothing's happening yet. Let's check out some of the weights, see some of the top tickers really to look at, see what's going on. See, everything's kind of in the same seat. AMD, Tesla, same seat. Apple looking like a little bull flag. But at the same time, it has some selling pressure at 127s. Nvidia just keeps cascading in a downward movement. Amazon, that was definitely one of the weaker ones today. Netflix is still going, though. Nice to see them catch a bounce off of the 308. Looks like decent confirmation was above previous day close. Better confirmation once they got above previous day high. And that bigger time frame level at 311.60s. Looks like I sold Meta at a good time. Microsoft's still down in the dirt. I'm really not surprised to see this not moving at all. Square rejecting a previous day low level at 65.30s, which is also from the bigger time frame. It's cool how those line up perfectly. But still above today's open. Looks like that's what they're going to retest right now. Boeing still in range. Nothing crazy there. Yeah, nothing really to say on the rest of those. How did our sector charts do today? Broke, retested previous day lows, continued lower. So tech still bearish from that opening push. Healthcare in the same seat. Discretionary kind of in the same seat from a higher low, but not under the low of day, which is where tech and healthcare are retesting and breaking lower from. So discretionary is actually holding up pretty well, but they have an open range breakout around the 128s, high 127s. Comms kind of in the same seat as discretionary, except they don't have that retest lower yet. Financials looking weak. They're retesting same spot as tech and healthcare. And the rest of these aren't as important. Energy's up, no surprise. Staples breaking lower too. Not a good sign to see tech and staples breaking lower. That means no money's being rotated into safer sectors. For the most part. Dump beat. Sons of Martha unite. Jesus. The memes.
Alright, coming back down to the 379.10 level. See if we can break this area in the previous intraday low. Not crazy volume yet, though.
Good morning, everyone. Forgot to say anything. Got right to work, putting into play everything I learned from the course, and it's been going really well. Thank you, Bueller. I really appreciate it, bro. No problem, Yoel. And honestly, I'm really glad to hear that from you because I've seen you very active in here. You've been very engaging. I know how hard you've been working, so I really am happy to hear all of this. Pat on the back to you, Yoel. Yol. What's up, Dodge Boy? And yeah, potential triple bottom. I wouldn't say it's confirmed yet, just because this candle's still bouncing around. But you are correct. The stream is not delayed by 10 minutes. I can 3 billion% confirm that. If your stream is delayed 10 minutes, you need to update it or refresh or close and reopen. I promise you, though, it's not anything worse than 10 seconds, let alone 10 minutes. That's a huge delay. The volume across the board has been really low. This is what the last 2 weeks of 2022 should have been like. This is what the last 2 weeks of 2022 look like. They were low volume. And in range, too. We're still in that range from those weeks. There's a few seconds delay if you're on a TV. YouTube is on point. What's up, Jack? Glad to have you back. And thank you for clarifying that, Al. Appreciate that. New low of day. We have rising volume over the previous candle, and we are towards the end of this candle, everybody. We might be seeing the continuation of a leg down. Oh, find your love here. Let's go ahead and ban that.
Nice.
Report the message, yes. Pornography or sexually explicit material, yep. And you would think Google would take serious action against this page, but no, they will continue to not do anything.
Google.
If you're on mobile and took a phone call, it'll pause stream and resume from where it paused from. Could be why you're... Wow, Anthony, I did not know that. Thank you for saying that. I did not know that. So if you're watching on your phone and you take a phone call, it'll just pause it right there, and then when you come back, you think you're live, but you're actually behind. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, I'm going back to sleep. We'll drop a post called What Traders Can Learn from Performance Psychology tomorrow, an hour before open. I think writing it out is better than sharing it live. No, 100%, Tobias. I can't wait to check it out, and I'll be sure to promote it in here and watch it and read it. Yeah, no problem, Tobias. I'll be glad to have you in here. Have you in the text format, and we'll read through your article and we'll see everything. I'm happy to promote it, man. I love what you have going on. I've always said as my audience gets larger, that's my big thing is I don't really care about the money. I don't really care about having 1 billion people watching me, but it is nice to have a larger audience because you can promote people you like. You can promote people you want to look over. I love looking at Tobias's info. I love promoting people like Devin on Twitter. I love promoting my friends. You know, that's my big thing. I like shedding the light on others. Tobias is on Twitter. If you go to my page and type in Tobias, you can find him pretty quick. I'll show you. It's a really cool article, though. But yeah, go to Tobias Maximus. He's a very weird @ so that's probably why you won't find him. But check him out. Really cool guy. Really cool page. You should pin this, Tobias. What do you have pinned? Okay, that's a good tweet. Never mind. I wish you could pin multiple things. But this was the article. I even retweeted it yesterday. Here, I'll retweet it now so it gets more views. But that was a really cool read. We read every bit of it on stream yesterday. And I'll read tomorrow's on stream. If that's okay with him, of course. Awesome, Tobias. Glad to hear it. Sometimes, Gary, I've seen that happen, and sometimes I think it's because switching it like messes up Google too much or YouTube, so it like confuses it. Just make sure to click live. It's like I think it's at the bottom left or top right, something like that. But if you click live, it should take you straight to where the current recording is, like where we're at. But yeah, I don't know why that is. I know I've had to update my app sometimes, and that fixes it, so I don't know if you have to update either of them. And if you do have them updated, I'm just going to assume it's a problem with YouTube. Because YouTube is a little funky when you're watching a live stream. I won't lie about that. Because when you go watch anybody, you know, it's a little funky, like when you leave or you check something else, and it's like, why am I off, 10, 20, 30 seconds? Why am I off by a minute? It doesn't make any sense. So I don't really have a good answer for that. And here's a great post by my boy D-Touch. Love D-Touch. He said, previous update, I stated that the falling wedge has been invalidated. I was wrong. All that was needed was to readjust the pattern accordingly. For about 1.5 months, the fiat currency did absolutely nothing, and now we finally have a breakout of this falling wedge pattern. While it is still early in the trading session, this is also a strong indication of where the US dollar could potentially be headed. So he's thinking the dollar is going to keep moving higher. A measured move of this pattern would bring price to around 107.60, 108, which isn't the worst things, but this can definitely bring potentially more selling pressure into the equity markets, like what all we look at, like SPY, all these other tickers we look at. That's all the equity market. But really good breakdown here by D-Touch, and really good update. He's been covering this for weeks now, on the way down, on the way during the base, on the way up. So good job on D-Touch. Very, very clean post. Thank you for posting that, man. Why am I off by 3 days? Dude, I hate when that happens. Why are you still in 2022? Enjoying the BB course. Port bumped up percentage today. Plenty to learn, but enjoying the process. Good mindset too, Chad. 4%. Wow, good job, man. That's a very, very nice percentage on account growth on the day. Logged out, back in, it's fixed. Yeah, sorry about that, Mel. It's nothing we can control. It's just YouTube. I'm sure it was nothing you did either. You just had to kind of refresh it. A little annoying, but not the worst. There, retweeted it, Devin. You can't say shit to me now.
I'm sure. It was your retweet bot. So far, still battling above that 379.10.
Oh. Would this be a double bottom, and how would you trade this? I wouldn't trade this. It's choppy. It's time to wait. It's time to wait for a better breakout. We had a good break to the downside. Right now, I see this as a bearish retest back inside of the range. But until we invalidate over the angled trend line you see on top, then that's where we need to look for potential longs. You can get some short-term longs above the trend line. In reality, those other two lines I have going left to right, those yellow ones, those are essentially two spots that you need to see broken above for buyers to show even more strength, to show that, hey, we're going to move higher. So I wouldn't trade randomly right here. This is not a time to enter anything. But if you do see this retest and you'd like it to move for more downside, this could be a better spot for puts, in my opinion. Leave a close stop loss. But in general, this is not a good spot to take either side. To both Natalie and to Angel. When watching for candle to close below above certain levels, I don't have a 5-minute chart. Also, why does it have to open and close below that level? Trying to understand what that looks like. I guess I don't quite understand your question. You're trying to look for a candle close, yes, to show that it's passing a certain level, and that would indicate an open range breakout, but that doesn't necessarily mean the greatest breakout. You still want to see a better retest. You could see this one that just closed a new low still end up popping back into range. So just really looking for a better confirmation. And if you ever do enter on a 5-minute candle, a cool rule that a lot of people have been sharing lately is buying towards the last 2 minutes of the 5-minute candle if you're getting in beforehand. But you have to understand the candle close is very important, because if it drops down past the level, yes, at first it looks really good, but there's still a couple minutes in that candle. You see it pull back up, that's where a lot of people get trapped. So that's why candle close is so important. You don't have to trade on the 5-minute, Natalie. You can go to the 3, the 2, the 1, the 5, the 10, the 15, 20, 30. You can do whatever time frame you want. Just try to stick with one for a while so you can kind of figure out which one you like the most, figure which one you're comfortable with. It's a very helpful method. Anyone going long on Ford? New high last 5 days. Hammer forming today, 126% year over year on EV sales. Mel, clearly you didn't hear what I just said. I just said you could go short here, but it's not really that good because you don't have much movement underneath. We don't have any confirmation. I just said you could. Dear Lord. I don't want people to short or go long here. I also said I don't want people to trade either side here. We don't have any confirmations for shit. Excuse my language, but damn. Listen up, man. I don't like either side here yet. We don't have any confirmations for either side. Neither side has had really much volume. But we are in a downtrend. So, yes, risk reward is better for shorts. That's just logic. Well, that's not really a good question to ask them because they don't even know what the risk is yet, so. But Mel has a good point, though. Anytime you're looking at a chart, try to look at it as a point of like, all right, this is how much I'd risk, and this is where the risk would be, but where's the reward? Where is it at? For reward for sellers, you're basically betting that it needs a new low for anybody short right now. For anybody long, you're betting on this to break the trend line to the upside. So both sides have pretty good reward, but there's way too much risk for you to just randomly enter this right now. I would prefer shorts if you had to put a gun to my head because we are in a downtrend. We've already broken down, and we've made nothing but lower highs. And we have made a new low. Did it keep going from that new low? No, but we did make it. Matt, I'm going to choke you. No, I'm just kidding. I could never choke Matt. He's got too big of neck muscles. I don't even know if I get both hands around him or not. F is choke for mid/long term.
Meta is almost back to its opening price.
All right, well, my bad, Mel.
Showing more strength than Google.
All right, well, my bad, Mel. I didn't recognize that you were talking to someone else, not me. That's my bad. Oh, right as you said it, Isaiah said it. Good call out, Devin and Isaiah. You took a mental on Meta. It's above open.
Pretty good push with volume too on this candle.
Yeah, it's got increasing on the 10-minute, and we got 50 seconds left.
Netflix or Microsoft new low of day. What's Apple doing? What's Bay doing? Bay is doing nothing. She's squeezing. You were in at 125.60. I'm really liking the 10-minute, but watching it since yesterday. And yeah, the 10-minute's really good because it's like, it has strong confirmations and it's steady. It's like slow and steady. 10 minutes a very clean time frame. And good job trying to stick to one. Trying to narrow down which ones you're most comfortable with, Michelle. I liked it a lot. Michelle Nutarage. Spy decision time. Answer to your previous question is Wonder Woman. Oh. From our previous conversation. Not a bad answer. I definitely wouldn't want to get caught in a fight with Wonder Woman. Who would win in a fight, Wonder Woman or Gamora from Marvel? Pretty obvious answer, but... Or you could do Wonder Woman versus what's her name from Marvel. I can't think of her dumb name. No, not Black Widow. I can't think of her name. Miss Marvel? Captain Marvel, there you go. I kept trying to like incorporate Miss into it for some reason. But yeah, Captain Marvel versus Wonder Woman, who would win? That would be a tough one to say. I feel like you'd have to say Captain Marvel though.
Meta pushing higher towards 127, pulling Google up now. Google getting some green candles. That's good.
Have a great day, Daffy. Tesla is curling. Good call out by Mel. Scarlet Witch. Oh, yeah. Scarlet would win. 10 out of 10. Scarlet would probably beat all of them. Hey, yeah, that was kind of my answer, too. I was saying the same thing, Sherman. Like, I hate to say it, but Captain Marvel would probably win. Today's stream is going to be entirely focused on heroes. I'd ask who's the coolest villain, but it's such a short answer because it's like Thanos, Heath Ledger, and that's about it. Nobody really cares about the other villains. Christian Bale played a pretty cool villain in that new Thor movie. That was pretty cool. Love and Thunder or whatever.
That's still pulling Amazon up now. Amazon got a little bit of buyers. I just get some good volume here going towards that 127. Gets over 127, got 127.70.
The mask. Ooh. Okay. I'll accept that. I'll accept that. Spies only moved in a $3 range all day. Yeah, a little depressing. Looks like we're slightly pushing out of the descending move, though. We had rising volume on that previous candle. Let's see if the move can continue, though. Buyers look like they're getting some leeway finally. Can they have some headroom up to that 381 area? This is kind of what we're looking at.
Meta pumping over 127. Now we're looking at that 127.70 pre-market high.
On what?
In Meta.
Oh, Meta. Possibly, Freddy. That's a decent way of thinking about it. Possibly. I'm not going to say you're wrong, because you're definitely not. It's definitely one of the very possible scenarios. The Fiddler. The Fiddler and the Riddler. And the cable guy. See, I like these combos. It makes the day feel like all this range trading isn't for nothing. Because we sat here and we talked about Marvel, DC. Helps the time pass. Y'all put me onto like 20 shows earlier, so I wrote like 7 or 8 of them down. I'm very interested in Primal. Who needs Google or IMDb when I have a YouTube stream? All right, easy question. Do you guys prefer hot weather, warm weather, kind of the same thing, or do you prefer cold, cool weather? What is everyone's preference?
Right in the middle.
Send you the list. All right, here, I'll refine it.
Whoa, hold on here.
What?
We got spam, but it wasn't spam.
When the YouTube chat?
Yeah.
It didn't even pop up on my side.
Someone was playing a joke, I think. Ashley Ramirez.
Oh, I mean, I think she's just saying she's answering my question. Hot. I like cool but not cold. Cool. Cold but zero wind. I heard that. Yeah, because the wind's what makes it bad. Big time. It's kind of the same thing with heat. Heat doesn't suck. It's the humidity that makes it worse. Absolutely hate the cold. 50 to 65 and sunny. I'm new and cold, live in Florida, and too hot. Cool with no wind is nice. 70s all day. Cold, although I was literally going to say that saying. You can always put on more clothes, but you can't take enough off. You can always put extra layers of cooling, but down easily is impossible. Hot. I like change, so I enjoy them all. They'll bring beautiful change to me. Open-minded, I like it. 70s, warm. Snow, just straight up snow. I don't like cold, I don't like hot. I like snow. I did see WandaVision, yes. From Southeast Texas, any weather has to be better. Heard that, man. I heard you, Gary. 70s and sunny, get a nice tan going. She said she's a Florida girl, no foul play. I love to snowboard too, so cold weather. Surfing weather. Okay. Just seeing what y'all prefer. Wind been crazy all year. Yeah, it sucks when it's like cold, but then there's like a crazy amount of wind, or hot, and there's a crazy amount of humidity. It's like, okay, I get it. Just looks up in sky, stares at God. 50s and no wind. Used to play football in the winter and loved it. Oh, I bet that was fun because you'd be like sweating, getting warm, while also just being cool outside, so you don't have to worry about dying out there. I remember on the turf when we used to do like slide tackles or whatever they're called. When it'd rain on the turf and it was cold, it would like make it to where if your leg shed across the turf, your like all your skin would just peel off. That was the worst. Your leg would be sensitive like the rest of the day. Florida summers are lethal. I can only imagine. I mean, I'm in Texas, so I can't imagine, but pretty decent hold outside of the trend line so far. Bulls having a chance here to take things higher. We'll see if they want to take this opportunity to go hit 381 or if we're going to sit here and pull back down. Really wouldn't be surprised to see either of them. Texas, different kind of hot. Yeah, we got that humidity hot, where you feel like you're just like dying slowly. Which technically you are. But yeah, that was... I do not miss digging under the sun, I'll tell you that. As long as it's not humid, anything's good, true. That's deep. Volume is dying. I'll be back towards the close. See you later, Al. Have a great rest of your day. And you're really not going to miss out on much. Most likely you won't miss out on much. So really good to kind of wait and move on. G, falling asleep, literally. Honestly, Rohi, I don't think I would have taken any trade. Somebody pointed out one decent opportunity, and that was when we came back, or when we fell down and then pulled back up and then rejected. That would have been a pretty good entry for some shorts down here with the stop loss at today's open. That was one decent trade opportunity, but honestly, I haven't seen anything. Like I said earlier, I took my profits from my meta swing from yesterday, and I just kind of watched everything that happened today. Philly Jilly, I wouldn't just practice paper trading. This is why I also put people onto mental trading, because you don't have to have a paper trade on past days. I would go back and on demand if you really want to do that with paper trades, but with mental trades, you can just go back to any day. Therefore, like today wouldn't really be a good day to practice. Other days, though, I would go back and check those out. But it's different every day. For the first couple hours, it's really hot. The last hour of the day is really hot. But you'll have days where nothing happens in the morning, and then lunchtime is where all the better breakouts are. So it's not really fair to say, oh, this is the best time to trade, this is the worst time to trade, because it's different every week, every day, if that makes sense. Dinobot deleted it. Let me go look at it. What channel did you try to post in, Tyler Eden? Oh, you sent Mark Douglas. Never mind. And yeah, it's okay if you can't post that. I'm not joking. That's probably been posted 60 times in my chat. But I'll relink it for you. Everybody knows about Mark Douglas. He's pretty famous. Sent by Tyler. Or no, wait, your name's not Tyler. It's Tden or something. Yeah, there it is. Tden03. Alright, gotcha. I reposted and I tagged you. Yeah, sorry about that. We just have very strict like bot rules on our Dinobot. We actually have 3 bots. 2 of them are hidden from everybody. But they try to delete any kind of spam. They delete anything that might look sus. So try not to do it too much, because then the bot will give you a muted role, which basically is next to being banned. So if it does give you the muted role, just let me know or DM me, and I'll make sure to take it off if that ever happens. See you later, Dodge. Yeah, no problem, Noxta. Did you post already? But Noxta, I almost promise you, a lot of your trades today just didn't have a lot of follow-through. It's not that you chose a bad entry. It's just there is no follow-through on any of the moves. So I wouldn't really sit here and say, oh, what did I do wrong? It's more or less of what could I have done differently. You know, did you really even need to trade much today? You know, knowing that this range was already kind of sat here. We've had nothing but just weird volume popping up at different spots. So it's not really fair to say, oh, that's a bad trade. You know, it really just should have been, if you took one trade and you saw how today was going to be, and you saw that your trade didn't really work out favorably even after a decent entry, it's good to just kind of sit on your hands. So don't overtrade is kind of what I'm going to say to you without even looking at it. It's okay, Nox, you don't have to. I don't really need to see them, really. But in reality, a lot of moves today just didn't have a lot of continuation due to how much we already moved down to the downside. And we have to also remember the big time frame. You know, check out the bigger time frame more. It sounds like this would help you out a lot. But jump out to the bigger time frame and remind yourself, oh yeah, we're still in range. You know, so if anything, having a continuation down from this candle, it really only has some movement to about, you know, this area, this area. There's not much movement there, you know, so we're trying to just be patient. And you can see, look at the volume over the past few days. Since the end of last year into right now, we've had pretty low volume on SPY. And this is kind of what I said going into the last 2 weeks of 2022, is that we're going to experience low volume, and I wouldn't be surprised to open the next year with low volume as the market anticipates different moves. You know, because but the fact that we built up this amount of consolidation is a really good thing too, because that means soon we're going to have a really good breakout to the upper downside with a lot of continuation, with a lot of fuel behind it. So it might suck right now, but this is leaning up to a really, really good piece of opportunity for a lot of us. But you know, regardless of what you lost on today, I would more or less say, just don't overtrade. I'm not saying you are overtrading. I'm just saying don't overtrade in the sense of just because one didn't work out doesn't mean you need to jump into another one. Just because today isn't really that favorable yet. We haven't gotten really any confirmations. Like I said, the only decent opportunity that somebody pointed out today was right here. Was when we came back up, failed, and they took it down here for some short-term gains. That was it. You can see the open range breakout that we had didn't really work out. And that was really the only one we've had. Plus, we did cascade literally from the 385 almost all the way down to where we are now before open. So that doesn't help out either. When's the best days to trade? Days with higher volume. Preach.
So, Nox, I really wouldn't sit here and beat yourself up. I've seen you and a few others do this a couple times where you guys post a bunch of the same trades or trades that look pretty close to the same, and you're sitting there beating yourself up like, what did I do wrong? It's not really what did you do wrong. You know, it's the fact that you're not getting any fuel behind these moves, if that makes sense.
Another good tool you can use for yourself is just limit yourself to the amount of red trades you can take in a day. Like me personally, and with people I work with, I always tell them, if you hit 2 red trades back to back, call it a day. Just hit mental trades for the rest of the day. Just don't keep risking your capital to try to make it bad because, after a couple red trades, now you might be rushing into a trade because you feel like you got to make it up, or you change your bias because it went against you real quick and now it's going back in the direction you originally thought it was going to go. And, it just sets up for a bad day all around.
Max loss, yeah, kind of good add-on 2 mil. But let us know, Noxted, does that help you out a little bit with what you're going with? And I'm looking over your trades now. It is kind of what I was in line with saying. Same with Nerdy here. So we're not trying to give you a short, vague answer. It's just that's kind of what today is, So it's not really fair to beat yourself up or say, oh, damn, why did I take these 3 trades? Limit yourself, like Devin said, There's been no follow-through on any of these moves. So anybody taking longs or shorts, it's been quick scalps. There have been no successful longer period day trades today. And chat, what do y'all think? Anything else to add on to anything Nox does asked here? What is something else that y'all could add on to that? We've covered most of those bases. If 382 is in fact the max pain, yeah, it's not really out of the question to say we could possibly test. You might even see it from this build here. You can see we made that lower low, but since then we made a higher low now. And if we get some good volume, which right now we are trying to get rising volume over previous candle, if we can break this high right here, since we've exited the squeeze, this actually has really good chance of seeing 382 into lunchtime, maybe even before power hour, foul shabs. So your 382 might not be out of the question. But this is why I tell you guys so many times, don't feel like you have to take 10 trades a day. You shouldn't be taking more than 3 trades a day if you really want to take me serious. If you're taking more than 3 trades a day, you're doing something wrong. And also limiting yourself, like Devin said, if you take 2 losses in a row, should you really force yourself to take a third trade? You're probably going to be off on that third trade, so you probably should just chill. Let's say you traded SPY twice and you did successfully twice. Should you take it a third time? No. Stop double dipping. Shouldn't be pushing yourself. So regardless of losing or winning, you shouldn't be over trading. This is to everybody. I'm not even just talking to Noxta anymore. This is everyone, because Noxta has enough balls to step up and say, hey, I did something wrong. This is what happened. Can we go over it? Not a lot of you guys do that. So this is why I repeat myself over and over and over with the same rules. Do not overtrade. Don't expect every breakout to go to the moon. Houston has mad humidity? Dude, preach. You'd think we were next to the equator. All right, well, I'm glad we talked it out. And honestly, again, Noxta, again, giving you props. 99% of people are too scared of what other people think, of what they'll have to hear. Because, one of these days you're going to ask something and you might not like the answer to it. So it speaks a lot to your character that you're willing to ask and be open and accept open criticism. Constructive criticism, that is. We're never going to sit here and go, oh, you're stupid, Noxta. Why'd you do that, dummy? It's not helpful. That helps literally nobody. So... But I'm glad you asked that. I'm glad we got to get a little bit of convo around that. Goog BTD, let's see. Let me cheat. I don't have it charted, so let me cheat and get some short-term levels here. Today's open. Yesterday low. I got a good low here. Good higher low. They're just looking for volume over this resistance right here. 87.40. This is kind of what SPY's doing right now, too. SPY's got up. It's got a higher low. They just need volume over this area right here. Still getting some decent buyer volume out of the last 4 candles here. Like I said, a good hold of 379.10 can bring a good move up to about 381. Past that, you're going to need to see some more volume step in. Like any move today we've seen, we have not gotten any follow through. So that's a big concern on any push today. Stack on risk reward, you'll be green all the time. Measure the reward before taking a trade. Funny thing is, it's all done in pre-market with BB. Thank you, Mel. Love you. Looks like an inverse head and shoulders. Not that I trade patterns, but I see it playing out. And yeah, still just good to kind of watch it. I'm kind of the same way on it, Jay. In other words, not taking the best setups aligned with market environment, sentiment, etc. can lead to trapdoor or more chain of errors, mental stress versus ease of trades, executions on timing, direction. 100% Max. Love that breakdown. A 56-minute candlestick is what I'm using? Is that what you mean? Oh, 5-minute candlestick. I was like, what? We got a new meta here? A 56-minute candlestick? That'd be raw. He corrected himself, though. I'm just joking. $10, is that your surfboard?
You got the shredded gnar.
But yeah, thank you, $10, for saying that. Very good reminder for me. Make sure, guys, to go over to my latest video and drop a like on it. I mean, watch it, too. Don't just support it. But drop a like on it. We're 24 likes away from 50. My main goal on most videos is 50. So be sure to go over here and drop a like on it. Check it out. It's a little bit over 5 minutes of just a bunch of trade reviews we did in stream. So check that out. But thank you, $10, for reminding me about that. Yo, what's up, $10? Can we get a GoPro video of you kind of shredding some waves, or what's up? Good reminder, we got Bueller in about an hour and 7 minutes. Good call out, Sherman. And I think I'm going to do one more review of the charts, and then we're going to end the stream there. I appreciate everyone's engagement, interactions today, but let me do one more breakdown. So today we just kind of had a range day. As you can see, we're trying to build base still after all this time has gone by, and hopefully get a move up to about 381, 381.30s, maybe even right up to today's open, which is just under 382. So you have that move potentially in play right now, as long as they hold above this descending line we have from the 15-minute. Cheaptastic and a couple other people pointed this out. It was Cheaptastic and Sherman, I think, that said it. We could still also be looking for new lows. If we end up cracking 379, 378.70s, it's a very good chance we're going to see 378 and 376.50. So keep that in mind. On the bigger time frame, you can see we are still in range, still just chilling inside of the 370, 386.25 range that I kind of showed y'all at the beginning of this week and end of last week. This is kind of what we've been watching for a couple weeks now for a potential chance to go fill this gap we have here, as well as just making new lows, because we have enough consolidation here where either side can truly take this. I would like to add, this is the second time we have seen this setup, though, inside of this range. You can see last time we had this setup where we went up and we had a bearish kicker start lower. Yes, we had a very aggressive selling day, but we held, right? So nothing happened after that. We had another aggressive selling day today with a bearish kicker. This is a very, very strong bearish candlestick pattern, but it's not necessarily in a great spot. It's at the top of this range, which is good, but it's in a range. So initially, it still doesn't give you anything until the range is broken. It's just a confirming signal to add on to any future signals we have going into the next couple days, couple weeks. So this is a bearish candlestick, but this doesn't necessarily mean tomorrow has to be bearish. So keep eyes on that, but that does give us some initial bearish indication that bears can take this lower, just like we saw this day that day, where it kind of went all the way down, and then by the end of the day, we wicked all the way back up. So that was very impressive. So be very careful on that before just randomly shorting, but there is a short-term signal there. Overall, though, still in a range, still just toting along to the right. Haven't really broken anything crazy yet. So we'll be sure to kind of point that out when it finally does happen. We'll be sure to point out that a retest point is valid once we break out on either side of this, and then we'll look for that. But overall, for now, we need to just wait on the SPY range to break on the bigger and the smaller time frames. But I do appreciate each and every one of you for checking out the stream today, engaging, interacting, dropping a like on the stream. And we had over 200 people in here before the market even opened, supporting the stream and being here for pre-market prep. So I'm very glad to see a lot of you taking this serious and giving yourself good time for preparation in the morning, giving yourself a real chance on taking some decent trades this day. So appreciate each and every one of you. Again, thank you guys so much. Thank you guys for being here, dropping likes on the stream. And I will see you guys later on. Catch you in the Discord.